All right, what's good, y'all? We're back here with the Justin Friends podcast. I'm Jesse, of course. We got Scott, Thomas, and Jordan here with us today, and we're here to discuss, the NFL draft, our thoughts on some picks, from our favorite teams and just teams across the league, and maybe even some basketball towards the end of this episode. So let's get into it. What you got for us, Thomas?
All right, guys. So, how do you feel about the top of the draft? Like, how do you guys feel about number one? About Trayvon Walker, number one?
Hey,
Felt like
Not
felt like
surprised.
I ain't gonna say I
Not
called
surprised?
it, but it is what it is.
Jesse did call it.
It is what it is.
He did.
Like-
I mean, it wasn't even a surprise. I feel like it was being reported a lot anyway, so it's not like
Mhm.
I don't want to take credit for just reading a report and be like, "Hey, this could happen." And
right,
then,
right.
but
I will say.
I
I had
mean,
my
do you
top
guys
two,
think it's a
but-
good number one pick? Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Well, I think it's interesting because I believe I said this last week, but you can get more creative with Trayvon in your defensive schemes than you can with a guy like Aiden Hutchinson. So I think that's something that's a little intriguing.
I'm hoping he fits really well against next to Josh Allen.
yeah, I think that was the thing too. Is like you're rolling the dice on this guy because you have Josh Allen. I think if they're starting from scratch, they would have just took Aiden. But
True.
I see. Well, and then I think we can all agree that Aiden is like a perfect fit for Detroit and what they're trying to do.
Detroit's
like-
so happy, I'm sure.
But I guess number three is where the draft kind of starts to get a bit interesting.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
It's did any of us predict Stingley to 3?
the highest he
I-
went was Jordan when he went 2.
I had him going to 2. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think
So,
Caleb just had him as his best available player, so.
okay.
No, was it
So,
Sauce? I thought Sauce was 1.
Sauce was
Oh,
one
you're
for
right.
Caleb.
Yeah.
Right.
But what do you guys think about Stingley to 3? I feel like we can get some mixed opinions there.
I mean,
I mean,
It's
ahead,
a
Jordan.
risk.
yeah, no, I was gonna say, like Scott just said, it's a risk, but I mean, that team has little to work with as is, so go for the home run swing, and I assume they really like Derek Stingley within the org, so
I mean, who
Why
here
not?
would have made that pick? I don't think I would have.
Not me.
I would have.
You would have
yeah, I
chose
think he
Stingley?
definitely would have.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I think it makes sense. I
I
think.
feel like you would have chose a quarterback. You
Hey,
chose
I-
Sam Howell.
I
Hey,
wanted.
Scott
I,
would have
wanted
chose.
I was hoping the Lions were taking Malik second, but
Nah, I'm
Did
glad
not
they
happen.
didn't.
Yeah, thank God.
hey, shout out Malik falling to the third round.
How about
In
you,
a way-
Thomas?
We'll
What
get
was
there.
your thought on it?
I mean, I guess I probably wouldn't have made that pick, but if he is what everyone thinks he will be, just a lockdown corner, I guess I just feel like corners in the top 5 is kind of not my not my style,
Yeah.
especially in a team where you need everything. I wouldn't really prioritize a corner because how much better does the team actually get with Stingley?
They've
you
got
know?
to be a lockdown corner within the first 3 years. That's how important it is.
I mean, I don't think even 3 years. I think he's gonna be locked down corner immediately if you take him number 3.
Depends on the team's plan, honestly.
What pick did Ramsey go?
Uh,
Was it 5 or 6?
a 5 or 6,
Yeah.
but
But I mean,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think there's a point to what you're saying.
But-
You can't have the corner be the cornerstone.
yeah. And Ramsey was arguably the cleanest player in that draft.
Yeah.
He had no questions. Played a full great season. Stingley's coming off injuries and whatnot. So
Yeah.
hey, we'll see.
I think
It'll
they're
be interesting
thinking.
to see how they build that defense around him.
Yeah, I think they're more so thinking that you can manufacture pressure, although it's there's a ceiling on that and how far it can get you, but you can't really manufacture a good corner. So if he turns out the way we all think he can be, then I think it's going to be harder to replace him than it is like just good pass rush.
Okay. I mean, and then Sauce goes like back-to-back corner. Sauce goes 4. I think me and Scott predicted that was gonna happen.
We did.
And then, I mean, the rest of the top 10 kind of fell like it was kind of like not surprising, I would say. But like, if any of you guys want to comment on the rest of the top 10,
I think Drake London being the first receiver off the board was surprising.
you know, hey,
And to the
in Mock
Falcons.
1.0 that is not released, I predicted that pick. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, Falcons just going with the tallest guys who can catch contested catches. You know, Kyle Pitts and Drake London. I mean, Mariota's gonna say fuck it. Someone's down there. So
Hey, that's gonna be Desmond Ritter by week 4.
Shit.
Probably
Week
true.
4, sheesh.
Mariota's
Okay.
gonna get hurt. I love him. Hello, there's a special appearance.
Oh my god. Hello.
Hello, I cannot see you, but hello.
Out of the top 10, I think obviously the 2 New York teams because they had 2 picks in the top 10, but I feel like they made out pretty well, especially the Giants. They
Both
got the
New York
tackle.
teams.
Yeah, they got the tackle they wanted, and an edge rusher.
You know, like the thing about the Giants, I was like, I really wanted them to choose Evan Neal at 5 because, like, bro, if like you might not get him again,
Yeah.
like if you pass up on him, but I'm glad it worked out for them. But yeah, that's about it. Like, I felt like the top, yeah, like I said, like
Dave Gettleman leaves, and all of a sudden the Giants are making good picks. Weird coincidence.
hey, they're investing in Daniel Jones stock this season.
They are.
It's true. They didn't pick up his 5th-year option, but they
Yeah,
basically
they're
said,
investing
"Here you go."
in all the ways you can without actually putting any money down.
Anyway,
Anyway, so 11. It's where, like, that's where, I mean, I guess 10 is where the run on receivers go. Drake London goes at 8, and then Cross goes at 9, and then once Wilson gets taken at 10, that's where the,
Saints trade up and take
Yeah.
Olave.
I mean, did we, I think we all got, what was the over-under we got on receivers last week? Do you guys remember?
Six
Was it
and a
6.5?
half.
I was off. So
Did,
bad.
you said
I'm pretty
over.
sure it was-
I'm pretty sure I said over.
I said
You
under.
did.
So, it was over, right? Or was it under?
No,
It was over?
I think it was exactly 6 in the first round.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Ah,
That's
so
right.
so I guess Scott was right. I guess.
Somehow. Nope.
But,
And I also
mean-
said the under.
I mean, well, I mean, we got the over on trades wrong, or like the over under in trades wrong, by a large amount. But let's just talk about the receivers, both drafted and moved in the first round.
A lot of
which-
calamity happened in this
I mean,
draft.
which move do you guys like the most out of like the receivers? Because I feel like the receivers were like the highlight of the draft, and we were expecting that to happen.
Yeah, I'll
think
go ahead and say AJ Brown to Philly.
Really, that's your favorite move?
I think so. I don't
Okay.
like Hollywood Brown to the Cardinals.
I also agree with Jordan on this one.
Yeah, like I think you
Hey,
have a
that's-
guy in Jalen Hurts who's not accurate at throwing the ball, so you go
Nah,
out
bro.
and you give him AJ Brown, one of like those dudes who can go out and catch nearly every ball that is like within a general vicinity. Like, I think like that's a good pairing, and also he still has Devontae Smith opposite him, which like he never had a receiver like that to that level of a skill in Tennessee. So I think like
Wow,
that
bro.
duo will. Julio
Yeah,
was Julio's
wow,
washed.
bro.
Julio's washed.
Wow, bro.
And yeah,
I mean,
Corey Davis was So
yeah, Corey Davis that last year in Tennessee was
he was nice. He was
amazing.
nice.
amazing. All right, Jesse Scott. Like, anything about the receivers?
I just agree with Jordan. The best player picked today was by the Eagles. His name is AJ Brown. He basically was a draft pick, so I
Yeah.
think it was a great pickup by them. I mean, gave him all the money in the world, shout out AJ getting the bag. Um, Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown are both like best friends in real life apparently. Like they go to each other's kids' birthday parties or something. Like that's crazy. So I think they've got the chemistry already. It'll work out. Um, will Jalen Hurts all of a sudden start throwing for 3,500 yards? Probably not, but still, I think it's very important for the Eagles and opening up their passing offense. And I think that of all the receivers picked in the first round, I think the most surprising for everybody was the Lions trading up to pick Jameson Williams. They traded up 20 picks with the Vikings. And we know if our resident Vikings fan was here, he'd be very upset with the Vikings trading down 20 picks and not getting as much. But beside the point, the Lions really invested in their receiving core for the future to help Jared Goff and their future QB of the future.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say that's my favorite move. I think Jameson Williams, we all agree that if it weren't for the injury, he'd probably be the first receiver off the board. And, you know, it was a big surprise to all of us when the Lions went up and snatched him. And, you know, it's just a great move. He ends up being the fourth receiver off the board, and it's just great value. You kind of saw him kind of going that 10 to 15 range. So you definitely had, like, some team definitely had to make a move up to leapfrog, like, possibly the Eagles, like, if they weren't going to trade for Brown. Like, we didn't know that. And, you know, the Commanders ended up taking a receiver as well. So, great move by the Lions. I just think, you know, with the team that's building something, getting that, you know, deep play threat, it's going to unlock a lot of things for them in the future. Jesse?
Honestly, I think as much as, you know, you want to keep your star player with speaking of the Titans, like with AJ Brown, 150 million is a lot for them considering where they're at as a team, you know, who they have to pay. So, you know, and it's different with, you know, the Niners situation and Debo because AJ Brown had, you know, a little bit more leverage because you can say that his production wasn't as manufactured as Debo's and his value was a little bit higher than Debo's. So I think, you know, getting Treylon Burks out of that is still a pretty good, you know, haul out of that. Not haul, but you know what I mean. But it's still a lot to give up your proven like your proven star to get a rookie receiver who you don't know where you're gonna get at.
I mean, Treylon Burks is probably the closest thing to AJ Brown in this draft. So.
Literally the NFL Network comp, like Daniel Jeremiah.
Yeah, I mean, they probably
AJ
like,
Brown.
I mean, if he turns out to be AJ Brown, they save tons of money and
yeah,
you know, possibly could even be better. So
that's a Madden ass trade, though.
Yeah, I mean, just like I think it's like in terms of just like getting another player that fits exactly what like works for you. Like it's a good trade. Like imagine trading like AJ Brown and then drafting like I don't
Sky
know
Moore.
like Sky Moore. Not that he would go there, but like just in terms of like the player comp or like what fits your offense. Like that's pretty like perfect. You know, plug and play type of move. So. Definitely feel like Eagles won that trade. But speaking of trades, there are 9 total trades. We talked about a couple of them. Any of them stand out to you that we have not talked about?
I mean, Jordan mentioned it for a second. The Cardinals trading for Hollywood Brown. At first, everyone thought that it was for him to be their number 2 receiver. And at first, he was. And now, with DeAndre Hopkins being suspended for 6 games, he's going to have to be the one, which he has been in Baltimore all this time. Lamar was very upset on Twitter, of course. I mean, how could you not be? But I think the Cardinals really, it was kind of a panic move, in my opinion, because they probably knew about the Hopkins thing, I'm sure, at the draft, because it seemed like such an odd move. Like, there's no rumors of it. Came out of nowhere, and they traded their pick for it. Like, it was a weird move. They still have him for this year and next, I think, because I think next year's his 5th year, and they already accepted it, I'm pretty sure. It's gonna be weird to see that. I think that obviously the Cardinals are just gonna say, hey, he's going to be our one for 6 weeks. We'll do what we can for 6 weeks, but Hopkins will be back. But Hopkins is also getting older, and he's been hurt, and he has not shown much in this last year. He was on the field, but he did not show a lot to me. He has had some crazy catches, but like he's not the Hopkins of old for sure anymore. And Hollywood goes from being the number one receiver to being the number one receiver again, with Kyler, who is a better thrower than Lamar, maybe? I don't know. They're probably pretty equal, to be honest, but we'll see how it works out for them. And
You just pissed a lot of people off right now.
I really did.
Yeah, I mean,
That's why I went with maybe, because I could be wrong there.
I mean,
And
they
I'm
both
not even going to choose
kinda-
a side.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I'm
hey.
staying out of that.
Hey,
I mean, I just think like I actually thought it was a really good move by them. Like, even if they did or did not know about the Hopkins situation, I just think like Hollywood is like a receiver that fits the what's the coach's name? His
Kingsbury.
scheme. Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury's scheme, just like small, fast receivers. I think that's kind of what they want, and I feel like why Hopkins hasn't really worked out, because he's not like a receiver that kind of fits that offense. And Hollywood and Kyler, they have their connections since college, so I feel like they're gonna get on like a really fast like start and just surprise a lot of people. I mean, they traded a first round pick, which is pretty big, but you know, maybe they're targeting a receiver that wasn't like, but he ended up getting snatched up. So I guess, you know, they had a late first round pick, so I think Hollywood, not bad like compensation at all. And like I said, I just think that it's a really good scheme fit. Kyler's gonna be happy with it. They're trying to, keep him happy, because things aren't going too well between the Cardinals
he's
and
definitely going to be happy for those first 6 weeks that he's not just throwing to Rondale Moore every play.
Oh, Rondale Moore slander.
I'm not slandering
Yeah.
Rondale Moore. I'm saying that he's not the one right now. Like, he's just not. Like, he's not developed to that yet. And Isabella would be the 2 in that situation, and I cannot see that.
I don't
Hey,
think
AJ
Andy
Green.
Yeah, I don't think
AJ
Andy
Green is
Isabella will make the
a
team.
dinosaur.
I feel like he's gonna get cut.
Isabella is definitely getting cut for sure.
Wait, so why'd you just say he was gonna be the 2?
Yeah, I don't know, but he's probably getting cut.
Okay,
Right.
so I mean, I think it's a pretty good move, regardless, and
Yes.
maybe it'll help Hopkins once he comes back after week 6. So that's just what I think.
Yeah, I think my thing with that trade is just like, yeah, maybe they were targeting one of the like 4 receivers or 5 receivers taken ahead. Like, I could see like Jahan Dotson, like them wanting him. But I mean, also like, I don't know. I feel like Sky Moore would have fit into that system. I don't know. Like, I think my thing is like, why trade for Hollywood in like, I don't know, a draft class where like there are a bunch of solid receivers. Like, I don't like Hollywood's not the guy who's gonna like take that team to the next level. Like, he's not that level of receiver. So why not get a cheaper guy?
He's better than all the other receivers left. I would assume.
I mean, yeah, but it's like, didn't they also have to offer him like give him money too?
I don't think so.
I don't
He's
think
still
so.
on his rookie deal.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah. I think that'll be interesting to see if they do, or if it's just more like a rental for them. Because I think, yeah, if they end up like re-signing him, then hopefully things worked out well this season. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like, he's not the guy to take that team to the next level like an AJ Brown trade could do for the Eagles, or like a Debo trade could do for whatever team lands him. So
My bold prediction is that I think the Marquise Brown trade is gonna work out better than the
Better than
AJ Brown
what?
trade. Than the AJ Brown trade.
That is a bold take.
But Jesse,
Yo,
let me hear your thoughts on the trade.
on the trade or just the trades that went down in general?
I
Let's
mean,
go with any trades.
let's go with any trades.
Yeah, I think as much as our boy Caleb may not like it, I really like the Vikings trade. Well, really like is an overstatement, but I think it's solid that you get additional 2 picks in the top 60, and then you trade down with Green Bay to get even more picks. Because I feel like when you're establishing yourself as a first year GM, you're more prone to making these types of trades just because you want as many picks as possible, just so you can keep swinging, and you're gonna hit on a couple picks. So it's you might as well give yourself the best chance. And at that pick, I know he really wanted Kyle Hamilton, and he's gonna be box office. I think he's gonna be really good, but for them, how much is that gonna help them build? More than what did they get? They got a safety and a corner
I was just saying,
and
they
a
still
guard.
haven't taken the scene.
So they ended up with 3 players that they could build off of rather than just Kyle Hamilton. So yeah, that was.
But are those 3 players gonna be better than
That's the thing.
Would you have those 3 players, or would you have Kyle Hamilton? I might even roll with Kyle Hamilton instead of
I can't make
those
that call yet.
players.
You can't make that call yet. Just my opinion.
I mean,
Until I see.
he had to make. He made it. He chose the 3 players. But I don't know. I probably would have gone with Kyle Hamilton. I think that those moves were an L. No lie, because how are you gonna trade with your in division rivals twice to make those moves, and they get significantly better?
I think part of that, just as a quick side note, is that the NFL is going the ways of the NBA a lot of ways with trading. They don't care about divisions as much, because the NBA people really do not care about divisions anymore.
I mean, it
Care
should
about
matter more in the
conferences.
NFL because you play them twice
That's
out
true.
out of the
I mean,
17 weeks.
You also play in the NBA. You still play the teams in your division more than any other teams. But
Yeah,
I'm just
but
saying,
how what's the percentage of your schedule compared to
I
in both leagues?
don't know.
Exactly. I would say 6 games out of 17 is gonna be a bigger percentage than whatever they have in the NBA. So I think you should definitely care more. But that's why I think it's an L. You made the Packers a lot better, or you allowed them to get better, and then you also allowed the Lions to get a lot better too. Not some trades I would have made.
But are they
Like, you think it's an L?
even competing within these next 2 or 3 years where that would be a problem? Because if you think with Aaron Rodgers, if he eventually leaves, then that's a power vacuum. And then in 2 to 3 years, when they're accumulating these picks and then picking these players, they might be ready to fully contend in that division and in the NFC in general. Obviously you want a playmaker, but eventually you're gonna have to fill out the rest of your roster, and I feel
that's a good point you make with the Packers. Aaron Rodgers will leave soon, so maybe prepare your team for that. But they trade with the Lions too, which they might be thinking the same thing. Let's build our team while Aaron Rodgers is strong, and then once he leaves, we'll be ready. So I don't know. I feel like the Vikings are a team that definitely should be building for now. I don't think they should be building for the long term, but that's what I think. But any other moves that stood out? There are a lot of moves. Let me just look at them.
There was a lot of first round trades.
I mean, I think I liked a lot. The first round, to me, surprisingly, I think it was a really good first round for most of the teams. There's probably only 2 or 3 picks that I was yeah, I wouldn't have gone this way. But for the most part, I feel a lot of teams, I was I could agree with their picks, if not like them a lot.
Was one of the picks that you have a question on was it a strange pick by chance?
It was indeed a strange, it was a strange pick, but it's a very Patriots-esque pick, just to choose someone that's so obscure in the first round, and he'll end up probably being really good. I mean, he's a very highly regarded.
He's probably gonna end up being a Pro Bowl guard, and no one's gonna care. Everyone's still gonna say they reached. It's whatever. I mean, at this point he basically has to be a Pro Bowl guard, but I'm not upset about it. It's a need.
I mean,
Clearly,
he's gonna go in the
pi-
second round. So.
If there's any, yeah, I've heard. The more I've seen over the last week since the draft, like people have said he was going to go early second round, and all the projections by analysts were garbage anyway. Like the teams really valued him high because he really grades insanely well as an athlete. And he was a need for the Patriots. Patriots, I trust the Patriots over anybody else with grading any offensive line help. So, like, we can't evaluate almost any other offensive position other than QB and running back, but
Tight end.
tight end, we're good with tight end, but it's just the line. We're very good at evaluating young linemen at any part of the draft. So
Okay,
I'm not
so
upset about it.
what, like, can you guys each name like one pick you guys loved and hated in the first round? Is your favorite picks?
My favorite pick was Kyle Hamilton at 14 of the Ravens. Because I don't
Ravens
think he
pick.
should have fallen that far. But yeah, like that's a beautiful pick for the Ravens. Like smart teams stay smart. And then my least favorite pick was Drake London at 8. But it's not even like I don't hate that pick. It's just like
It's
not
still
the
the first
receiver
round.
I would have taken. Yeah, but it's like it's still.
You would
like,
have taken Garrett Wilson.
I would have taken Jamison Williams.
Okay.
That's where
Fair enough.
just because like the Falcons are going to be bad, but he's like
Hey,
I-
you don't know that. They
I
have
think the
Mariota.
Falcons will be bad. and
I
it's
think the
good to build
Falcons
for
will
the
be
future.
bad. Yeah, but I don't even hate Drake London. Like I still like him as a prospect.
Nah,
but-
just Drake London haters out here.
No, that's my guy.
All right, so
I can't hate anyone in the first round because it's the first round, and at this point we have not seen them play on an NFL field. That's just my unbiased
that's-
opinion. Like it's just they're all
not
probably
very
good.
Scott-esque. I feel like
It's
the
not,
real
but-
Scott would not say
No,
that. Real Scott would be very
it is-
judgmental.
No, it is a very Scott thing to say. Is I'm not going to pass any judgment until I see them play on the NFL field. Players in the second, third, fourth round, like yeah, we can have a conversation. But
Well, that's
if you're in the
not
first
fair.
round, like I
That's a
know.
bit unfair, don't you think?
I mean, the Jet. If you, you can ask me again. The love-hate picks, I loved it, but it's the Jets, so I hated it. So the Jets getting Jermaine Johnson like that late in the draft, like I was mad because they
Traded
got
back
him.
in to get him.
And clearly something showed other teams he wasn't worth an early pick, and I wonder what that was. But the Jets were not scared, and they traded back in and got him. And I hate that the Jets draft was so good. I hate it.
So you love Jermaine Johnson and no hate picks because you don't hate any prospects until they've
Nope.
proven anything. Fair enough, Jesse.
I was gonna say Jermaine Johnson as well, but not to piggyback off Scott. I think taking Kayvon at 6 over everyone wanted them to, or was it 5, right? The Giants picked at 5.
5, yeah.
Yeah, taking Kayvon at 5, and rolling the dice to see like on what Carolina was gonna pick. Because I feel like either way, if they end up with Evan Neal or Icky, I think they would have been fine with whatever came of it. So I think going Kayvon there is a really good move on. So that was probably my favorite pick of the draft. Least favorite pick. I don't know. I can't really say I have a least favorite pick. Cole Strange.
Fair.
The disrespect.
Well, I mean, Jordan,
It's because no one knew him. Like the entire national broadcast of both channels skipped to the next pick because no one had any film at all on him.
he's
during
from
the draft.
Chattanooga. Shout out
He's
to
a
their
Chattanooga.
men's
T.O.
basketball team.
Shout out T.O.
All right, but Jordan and I covered like probably my favorite pick of the first round, which is Kyle Hamilton to the Ravens, and they also like hit a home run with Linderbaum, trading back to get him. But I think my favorite pick, man, there's a lot of good picks. I would say probably besides Hamilton, I like Devontae Wyatt to the Packers. He's like a top 15 prospect when I was making my board, and to get him at 28, he's arguably a better prospect than Jordan Davis. He's like more refined, and he has more like pass rush ability. So he reminds me a lot of Deron Payne and Grady Jarrett, and I just getting a player at 28 like that, chef's kiss. They're gonna be a lot better. I feel like a lot of teams wanted them to go receiver with one of their first round picks, the other being Quay Walker, but they ended up getting Christian Watson, which teams probably, or like people probably thought that they'd go in the first round. So for my least favorite pick would probably have to be Jahan Dotson to the Commanders, just because I don't think he's a bad player at all. I actually love Jahan Dotson, but I just don't know where he's going to fit within the offense. They have McLaurin, obviously, as their one. And then they have Curtis Samuel, who they hope would be really good coming off, kind of an injury-plagued season. And last year they drafted Diane Brown out of North Carolina, who's kind of like that similar build to Jahan Dotson. And they drafted him like in the second or third round, so they have high expectations for him. So that leaves him coming like into the depth chart as like probably like the number 4 receiver at like, and you pick him at 16 above guys like Treylon Burks and Christian Watson, like kind of like a build that they don't have at receiver. So I just thought that was a pretty questionable pick. Not that I hate it, just questionable. But overall thoughts in the first round, I thought it was pretty fun. Would you guys agree? Like,
I know earlier I said that I would hate 0 picks in the first round, but
Okay.
if I have to choose one, I'd say Kenny Pickett going over Malik Willis in the first round is.
I love that
like
pick.
I'm with Thomas.
I just don't like it because I think
Pittsburgh.
If
I
anything,
just don't
it's
like
the
it because I
Packers
think Malik Willis is
linebacker.
better.
I think.
You don't like Quay Walker?
I mean, I think he's solid, but.
I mean,
but
he's from Georgia, man.
Yeah.
He's from.
I just, for Kenny Pickett, I don't have any issues with him other than his tiny hands, but
It's not body shaming,
think-
dog.
I just think
the small
I
hands
just think
hits very close to home to me.
Willis is just the better QB. I can't believe he fell to the third round. It still bothers me to this day.
I mean,
And he's just gonna sit on the
Pickett
bench
is
for
arguably the
Tannehill
best
for
quarterback.
2 years.
Like probably like he's like the third best quarterback in all of college football last season. So honestly, it's like hard to go against him. In terms
I thought of all the QBs picked in the first round, I thought it would have been Malik.
fair.
Just my opinion. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like Malik's more of a project for whatever team gets him, and like he's not gonna start in Tennessee right away. Whereas Pickett can kind of slot in and compete for a day one job against Mitchell
Big Dick
Trubisky, a guy
Mitch.
you hate.
Oh yeah, I hate him.
And Mason
Yeah.
Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph already lost that
Yeah.
job.
What?
He's no longer
Mason
competing.
Rudolph. Okay.
Okay. Anyways,
Yeah, let's move
All
on.
right, go
Like-
to day 2 and 3, please.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Day 2 and 3. Like, did you guys have any like favorite picks in days 2 and 3? Like, we can just briefly go over it.
I did love Malik going to the Titans at 86.
Okay. Fair.
I did love that because
That's
I don't
great.
like Tannehill is not like a long
Value.
term answer. Yeah, and the value on Malik. In the third, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there?
I mean, how do you feel about him being the third quarterback off the board? That Ritter went above him to the Falcons.
I mean, I was talking with friend of the show Caleb about Ritter going to the Falcons at the tail end of the first or early second.
It was over second.
Yeah, and that didn't happen. Obviously, but I do feel like him going above Malik is intriguing. I don't know what made the Falcons want to do that. But I mean either way, I feel like
Intangibles,
can-
man.
yeah,
Can't measure
yeah,
'em.
yeah.
Can't measure intangibles or heart.
But I mean, yeah, Malik going to the Titans, he doesn't have to go out there and compete for a day one job. And like Tannehill has already said, he's not like it's not his job to mentor him. So like I don't know, like a few days after getting drafted,
Tannehill's situation is weird. I don't know how I feel about that.
It is like he's not taking the high road.
He's a bit bitter. I feel like he's a bit bitter.
Told
and,
you,
like,
some people ain't built for it, man. They just not built for it.
He's definitely on edge. I mean, like he went up, like he's been public about
drafted
everything he went through.
It's like, what does he do with that energy though? Like, does Tannehill
like,
say I gotta
be
better?
a professional?
Yeah, it's like a day 2 pick. It's not like they traded up in the first round to draft a quarterback.
It's
they
like,
gave you a
like
shot.
The Aaron Rodgers situation. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's not. So like it's completely different. So like maybe be professional about it. But I mean, he did. I don't know. Like we saw like guys like Jimmy G and like Alex Smith, who literally have
we hold both of them.
Yeah, like they literally like had replacements out like to get them. Like both teams traded up to draft in the first round their replacements and handled it with grace. But
at the same time, I gotta say this because like we're talking about a 3rd round pick. At the same time, the Patriots drafted a 4th round QB to just be Mac Jones's backup. Like we're talking about just it's a guy. For all we know, Malik Willis won't work out and he'll be Tannehill's backup. And I don't think Tannehill should at all feel threatened by a 3rd round QB. That's just usually how it is.
Maybe you should feel threatened, dog. Stop throwing picks in playoff games.
It is Tannehill. He's very inconsistent. He's been fine.
I mean, Tannehill should know better than anyone as coming as a backup QB, stealing someone's job.
Stealing Mariota's job.
Yeah,
For
so.
Sure. And I think the Titans did the smart thing. They pick a QB that maybe has. I mean, I think you thought he was the best QB in this draft. So I think that he could definitely clear all the money off their books when Tannehill is not as good, and they can get rid of all the money on his on the cap hit because Tannehill's cap hit is insane. So
all right.
I mean, it's just the QB position. It's really hard to win when your QB position is overpaid. Like not. I know that sounds crazy, but it's just true. Like Mahomes is being paid a crazy amount of money, which is he's Mahomes, so it's different. But there are definitely a lot of situations where you overpay QB, and because of that, you can't fill out all the other important positions on your team, and then nothing happens. Like Aaron Rodgers, after all these years, this isn't an Aaron Rodgers hate. Like it should be, but it's not. They've just paid him so much money this whole time they have not been able to fill out the rest of the team, and they've only been able to do that through the draft.
I feel like the rest of the team is pretty good.
I mean,
the rest team's good based on what they are.
I mean, they have a lot of.
But they haven't gotten to that second level since. Like it's just how it is. Tom Brady gave up a lot of money for so long because he knew the only way.
They're in Green Bay. They're not going to get like super big name free agents. So like
that's the other thing too. It's
also like it's not the quarterback's fault when they get paid. I think it takes the pressure off of, let's go all in on this rookie contract when this quarterback's on his rookie contract, and then it puts more of the pressure on the GM where it's like, all right, now I have to draft really well or trade, like make the right trades, which isn't on the quarterback. It's like, hey, if you found your guy, now it's your responsibility, regardless of how hard it is. It's your responsibility to figure it out. Like we saw, the Rams just made a bunch of trades and, they're making it work.
So screw my draft picks.
Tom Brady was getting paid, and
draft picks? No.
the salary cap didn't exist for them. Apparently, they just kept signing people.
Well, I mean, fair enough, but for a couple, back to the topic of day 2 and 3 picks are one of them definitely got to be Breece Hall. I feel like again the Jets just hit a home run with him, getting him early in the 2nd round. I definitely thought he was gonna go had a chance to go in the first, but just being a running back definitely just hurts him just a little bit. But I think he has Pro Bowl potential, gonna definitely make the team better immediately. There are a couple guys at receivers that are like, do you want to say something about Breece Hall?
No, but I know you want to say something about another running back picked by another team that you really.
So I mean, Kenneth Walker to the Seahawks is probably what you're alluding to. I think he's a great pick. I mean, a bit surprising, yes, but that just means that we're not going to extend Rashad Penny beyond the season, and Chris Carson is dead. So he's a strong physical runner, underrated out of the backfield, I believe, a winner. We just saw it last season. He was just game changing for Michigan State. So I'm really happy with that pick. But moving on, a couple guys that I like, a couple receivers that I like. Jalen Tolbert, one of my certified guys, went to the Cowboys in the 3rd round. I think he's gonna be really good.
Hold on,
He's
we
gonna
got some
have
Cowboys praise right now.
Cowboys. I don't think that a good draft at all, really, if being quite honest. But this is probably like, just because he's a certified guy and he's kind of reminiscent of that Michael Gallup pick, I think he's gonna be good. Khalil Shakir out of Boise State, also one of my certified guys, went on day 3 in the 5th round to the Bills. I think he's got a chance to compete for that slot role. There's a couple guys on offense that I like. Defense. Let's look at my linebackers. Let's see who went. I think. Leo Chenal out of Wisconsin. Great pick in the 3rd round to the Chiefs. One of my certified guys as well. I'm only going to talk about my certified guys. So if you guys have anyone else you want to mention after this, go ahead. And I think for corners, no one really went to, no one really. Oh, Tariq Woolen went to my Seahawks in the 5th round. I thought he was going to go possibly as high as the 3rd, maybe even 2nd. But I think he's going to be a project. But, man, I think he's a lot better than a lot of the corners that went above him. So I'm really happy with that pick. Really happy with the Seahawks draft in general. I'll talk more about that later on. But those are a couple of my certified guys that, I liked where they went and just thought great value picks.
I mean, one thing I would like to say is a general thing. I think the league in general has really gone the ways of learning that you can't rely on like just one running back anymore. I mean, certain teams can, but I think that everyone's going the ways of realizing that if you have one guy who's your workhorse and everyone else behind him is not that great, it does not work out well in the long run. That's just the way modern football is now with how violent it is. So the least surprising thing to me is seeing so many of these teams just load up on running backs over and over, like on so many teams, like that. So many teams that no one expected to pick more than like just another running back. Like Thomas said, the Seahawks. I don't think anyone expected them to take Kenneth Walker. I don't know if anyone else has anything. I mean, the 49ers fans here would also probably agree with me. The 49ers have been doing the same thing. They picked a running back this draft.
Yeah, they drafted another one in the 3rd round. Patriots also chose one. Patriots actually chose one of my certified guys.
The Patriots chose 2 running backs.
Pierre Strong being my certified guy,
Strong.
but
Yeah.
I like him a lot. Don't know where he's gonna fit in that offense as well. Kind of sad for him.
He's the
He's
James
buried on the
White.
depth chart.
He's the James White replacement, in my opinion. But
I don't think
he's
more
a good
of
pass
a-
catching back.
I mean, he's a big one-cut back. I think he's not big, but like
You just
built.
gotta catch those dump
He's
offs.
solid.
Man. That's all he's gotta do.
I mean, I don't think he'll fill that role, but it'll be interesting to see where he plays, if he plays at all. But
He probably won't
mean-
play this year at all.
I mean,
That's just how it goes.
yeah.
Anyway.
Like, how do you guys feel about those day 2 and day 3? Like,
Jordan,
any
Jesse?
opinions?
The only day 2, day 3 picks I really paid attention to were the Niners picks, and keep it a buck, I thought it was pretty solid. Like, I think what people tend to forget is like, I think the stat was like somewhere around like 60% of all starters are like past day 1, so, like something like, I think it's like 60 or 70%. So like these are very important picks, and I think one of my favorite ones, or my 2 favorite ones, were Spencer Burford, which is a tackle guard. He flip-flops. He played both in college. 4-year starter. And Danny Gray. I really think we needed a burner, and he definitely brings that elite speed, because we don't really have like a true 4-3 guy that could take the top off the defense with deep ball skills. So he definitely adds an element to the offense that we didn't have last season.
Yeah, so just, I also like Danny Gray pick. He's a burner. He's going to take the top off the defenses. why don't you guys just Jesse, you started off. Just rate the Niners draft in general.
I'll give it a B.
Really?
Yeah.
You're
Initially, I
generous.
was talking to Jordan about it. I felt like when I first looked at the picks, I kind of gave it like a C plus, just because of where the picks were, or like where we took the players. Obviously, the eyesore you see is the running back at LSU. I'm blanking on his name.
Ty Price.
Yeah,
Davis
Ty
I
Price.
think.
Honestly,
Hey,
like I feel like at that pick, if we just take Danny Gray, we probably take Danny Gray at that pick, and then Price is just there at the last pick of the third round where we took, Danny Gray. So it's like, I don't think it matters where we picked him.
I mean, you guys started off with Drake Jackson. How do you feel about that?
I thought it was a W,
Edge player.
honestly,
All right.
because we have Eric Armstead, who might not be on the roster long. Well, obviously for this season, but like long term. So sculpt his replacement because he has a really high ceiling. I think our team is probably one of the better landing spots for him because our O-line coach is
Right.
elite at
D-line. Right.
developing. Our D-line coach is elite at developing those edge rushers or just pass rushers in general. But even with the Ty Price pick, I was telling Jordan, like I feel like this is like their like AJ Dillon type. Like
Where
I
does that leave Trey Sermon?
he doesn't
Where?
play like Trey Sermon doesn't play like him. Like that's the thing. Like if you
I mean,
saw
will Trey Sermon
towards,
play at all?
if you saw towards the end of
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
even the playoff run, like the Niners in all 3 playoff games, they were faced with like a 4th and 1, a 3rd and 1, a 4th and 1, and they didn't convert either of them. Like in the Cowboy game, they did it at the end of the game. The Packers game,
That's
Elijah
why you
Mitchell
guys got the
stuffed.
best fullback in the game.
No, we gave Kyle Juszczyk a handoff up the middle. I was watching.
Oh.
I was there. I was watching it. And then we ran straight at Aaron Donald. Like, what is y'all doing? So yeah, I think that pick is specifically for Kyle Shanahan. Saw that and he was like, "We don't have a guy who can get 1 yard. We need to draft a guy in the third
pain.
round that could get us
Kinda
1
sad.
yard."
Fair enough. I mean, he is a thumper, and I think
Yeah.
he could be more than
He's a
that.
big dude. He's a big.
I think he could be more than that. So
But you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of like
yeah.
back towards the end of the season.
He's a back that fills a need. I like that. So you give him what? A B? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I gave him a B because I do like the
solid B.
O-line picks too.
Okay. Jordan, Niners, I believe, are still your team despite living in Arizona, right? So,
I mean, definitely
what do
not
you
a
think?
Cardinals fan.
all right, he's not a Cardinals fan. All right, nice.
No. I mean, yeah, like Jesse said everything. I agree with everything that Jesse said.
You agree? All right. You'd also
yeah,
give
no.
them a B?
After the conversations I've had with Jesse, I initially started off being like, "Are we coping?" But then he
Coping.
explained his rationale, and I was like, "Yeah, I see where he's coming from." And also, I do really love the Drake Jackson pick, just because like you have like the Niners defensive line is like already like superb, but like Nick Bosa needs another dude. Like Eric Armstead moved inside, and like that's kind of where he took off. So like you need another guy on the edge, and I think Drake Jackson can be that guy. Maybe his D Ford from 2019.
D
Possibly.
Ford.
Yeah.
Wow. What a name.
But yeah, I mean, I don't have much to add for the Niners. So
You guys, would you guys mind if I rated Niners draft?
Go ahead, troll me.
All right. Well, I'm looking at the draft holistically.
Yeah.
I'll give them a D plus at best,
Look at it
Damn.
scientifically.
Wow.
simply for the fact that they could not move Debo.
Bro, we're re-signing him. It's not like we're gonna.
You're
not
you're
have
re-signing him. He's gonna. I mean, will you guys re-sign him? I think it was an L that you guys could not move him while all these other receivers were moved. And
Bro, did you see the offer that we got though?
did you get like a first and a third?
It was the 10th, and then we had to give up our second, and then we got a third from the Jets. I was like, bro, I would have been pissed if we took that trade, because you not only
Man.
lose Debo and only get a 10th, you also lose your second round pick, and your first pick is until the third round.
At the same time, though, Jesse, I hate to say this, but at the same time, if a player doesn't want to play for you, getting a first-round pick for anything for him is pretty good.
for a receiver that's you can draft a receiver that's better than
In
Debo.
general.
But you're
in
getting so you're
general.
getting a Debo replacement, but you're losing a second round pick. That's what it is.
Well,
That's
I
what
wouldn't
the trade
think
was.
of him as a Debo.
If he doesn't want to play
replacement.
for you, you don't have a choice. That's how
Then he doesn't have a choice. He's not playing this season. Then he's not getting paid if
He
you don't
might
play.
not. He might not.
He might
Who,
not,
are you,
like-
okay, will a team pay Debo if he sits out the season,
Yes.
or is he going to get the
I-
contract
it's
he's looking
gonna-
for?
I mean,
He's not getting the contract he's looking
He's not
for.
getting the same contract.
We're gonna give him $25 million a year, and if he doesn't want to play, he don't want to play. What are we gonna do? I don't care that we didn't move him.
Le'Veon.
See, so
He's
still,
pulling-
so
Go
it's
ahead,
gonna be
sit
an
out.
L for both sides. It's gonna be an L for both sides.
A
But-
He's
D
gonna pull
plus, though,
Le'Veon,
that's
but at
crazy.
the same time, Le'Veon.
D plus.
Le'Veon
I
was
mean-
a running back, not a receiver. So.
And the
plus
reports,
is-
have you even seen the latest reports? They're like on the mends.
Nah,
They're
just-
like,
I'm sure
See,
you-
this is why I
negotiable.
asked for permission. I knew Jason would get a little upset.
yeah, bruh,
But,
pissing me off.
Jordan's got nothing.
All right, compared to the rest of the teams, also, I felt like a lot of teams did a lot better than the Niners. Niners definitely got to be at the bottom of the teams that, you know, in terms of this draft. But Jordan, like, can I get a quick reaction from you?
On what exactly?
Yeah,
Oh,
there's a
on
lot
the
that
grade,
happened
on-
there.
On the grade,
Yeah.
on the grade, on the grade, on the grade.
No, I
on the
mean
grade.
it's fair. I like if
Okay.
your line of thinking is like a lot of teams did better and like genuinely did better than like, and you know, you want the grades to reflect that instead of like having kind of everyone, you know, be like, no, that was a B minus, but like, you know,
Yeah,
really
and
good,
like
that's
I
a
felt like the
B+.
Niners could have done a lot more.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
were you
that's
looking
fair.
for though? Aside from the
Um,
take Debo out of it, what did you want in day 2 and day 3 for the Niners to do?
All right. Well, I'm not a Niners fan, but you know, as much as I love Brock Purdy, there's a lot of better quarterbacks I would have taken there.
Bro, that's a
Alright.
7th round pick.
He was
That
Mr.
pick
Yeah,
don't
I
count.
mean, no, that's what I'm saying.
That was a
he's just a
meme.
fun. He's just a fun pick, and I love Brock Purdy, so I'm happy he got drafted. He's mullet king out there.
So
But,
you say he's
um,
Purdy, Thomas?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. He put up some crazy stats in college. That's all I'm gonna say. But, I mean, Ty Price. I guess like it makes sense. Like what you said. Like if that's what the Niners were looking for, not like the high. Like to me, there's a couple higher rated running backs, but you know the way you put it makes sense. Let me look at the rest of their picks.
They had a
Oh, actually, never mind. Like Clea Davis,
yeah.
good pick.
Tariq Castro Fields.
Trey Castro Fields, meh.
Thomas is
felt like
Thomas
he
is
would've
gonna
went there.
change his
But
draft
Khalil
pick
Davis
spot.
was actually a pretty good pick. I didn't know he went to the Niners. Like
Man said
he-
D plus didn't even study every single pick.
I mean,
mean,
there's a
still-
lot of picks, and
I told you.
Yeah.
I told you why I thought it was D plus. So I mean, I still stand by my D plus. But
So
like,
I'm not. So I'm not grading the 49ers because I did not pay attention. So
I mean, hey, 49ers. I think they drafted better than the Patriots.
I mean,
shit.
So
I mean, damn. That's
Scott
And the
Scott,
Patriots drafted better than the Seahawks, obviously.
No, that's cap.
so.
clearly-
Seahawks had the top 3
Scott,
drafts.
like let's just say I was not amused by Tyquan Thornton in the second round.
Hey,
buddy.
he's fast, and his release against press is very good.
Copium.
So.
All right.
I,
All I'm gonna
he-
say,
he's the
I'm gonna
fastest
quickly
player
put
on
it for
the
you.
combine, all right.
At Baylor, all they
Multiple
asked,
QBs
all they
throwing
asked.
to him.
All right. Anyways, at Baylor,
Copium. He's on that copium.
all the receivers are asked to do is to run straight, really fast as they can. All right.
Yep.
That's their offense.
Okay.
All right. But hey, if Bill Belichick sees something that I don't, you know,
I mean, I hope it's
I hope
not
he proves
Bill.
me wrong.
I hope Bill wasn't the one that picked him because Bill's not good at.
And all I'm gonna say is that,
so-
do you know who the last Baylor receiver to be drafted in the second round was?
No, I do not.
Jesse, do you? I feel like Jesse knows. Jesse, do you know?
Shoot.
He was drafted by a division rival.
So
Give me a first initial.
D.
Damn.
Jesse, you know this guy. That's all I'm gonna say.
DK Metcalf.
No, he went to Ole Miss.
division rival.
I know.
Oh shit.
All right.
Go ahead. I don't know
Five?
it.
Devontae Parker.
Nope.
David Moore.
It's Denzel Mims.
Denzel Mims.
no.
Oh, I thought you were talking to a Niners division rival.
Oh, no,
No,
it's
no,
not.
no.
It's
Yeah,
not.
Patriots.
Oh, I was
division
talking
rival.
about.
I mean, Denzel Mims isn't fast.
Yeah.
Though, so.
Denzel Mims ran really well at the combine,
Compared to Taekwon.
and Denzel Mims was a better prospect coming out too. But
Dude, the Patriots did what they said they wanted to do. They wanted to get speed on the offense and the defense. That's what they did. So I'm not upset. You
Alright.
can roast the pick. He got picked earlier than everyone thought he would be. Same time, I've also seen more stuff saying that he was going to get picked before the other receivers that got picked after him. So
Copium.
who knows? It's copium. Yeah, it can be.
Copium.
And I'm
Bailey
Yeah,
Zappi
Copium.
at 4 in the 4th.
Bailey Zappi in the 4th
Yeah.
round.
Oh man.
I mean, his whole comp is that he's going to be the greatest backup QB for 5-10 years.
I mean, he was my
We need a
certified guy
Brian-
to go in the 7th. I talked
we
about
need
him in
a
the last
Brian Hoyer.
episode.
We need a Brian Hoyer replacement. So there you go. He's going to sit on the bench
Yeah.
behind back for his whole career. That's fine. His numbers are
He's,
insane.
he's gonna be a
in
Jared
college.
Stidham replacement.
Man threw 62 touchdowns this last year in college. Like, that's insane. And he's going to be the backup. Like, if you think about it, that's insane. But it's just...
Copium.
I have no words on a backup QB. I mean, it's important in the real NFL, but
Copium.
okay. I'm very,
No,
I'm
they're
very
gonna-
happy with
they're
the
gonna
running
run
back
a-
picks. And
But
the
Scott,
cornerback
like,
picks.
rate the Patriots draft.
Rate
Rate the
grade?
Patriots draft
Yeah, what grade?
I thought they were gonna say A plus.
on the players that they got. I'm gonna rate them a B plus. On the places they drafted them, I'm gonna give them a C minus.
Okay,
What are
C
these
minus is your real grade.
semantics?
Yeah, C minus is your.
How
grade.
much better did the Patriots get after this draft?
They got better in places that they needed it. They picked up depth pieces that they needed. They lost players in the places that they pretty
Alright,
much.
so they didn't get much
drafted.
better. Anyways, moving on. I'm gonna give the Seahawks, since I'm such a tough grader, I give them a B plus. Give them a B plus. You know, I think this is probably my favorite draft in the past 5 years, just because we did not do anything dumb. We made a lot of smart picks, and you know, I'm just gonna keep it at that. Charles Cross at 9, couldn't be happier. Do I wish we would have chose Malik Willis when we had the chance? Yes, of course. But I felt like every fan at that point wanted Malik Willis to go to their team when they saw him slip. I'll keep it at that. But anyways, what else would you want to talk about the drafts? I mean, winners and losers?
I mean, Thomas, how are you not going to talk about how you guys got the greatest Laker of all time, Kobe Bryant?
Oh, Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant and Tariq
Going out.
Woolen. I think
I really
Man.
like Tariq.
chef's kiss. Tariq Woolen is
See-
like,
Is he like
Thomas, you see
6'4"?
Kobe- You see Kobe Bryant's going to wear number 8 as well?
yeah, I saw he's gonna wear 8. Just, I mean, he's setting himself up for failure, but hey,
You gotta
I love the
respect it.
confidence. I gotta respect it. I just think
Damn.
that as a,
They're going to
I'm-
sell so many jerseys. Let's be honest. Like, they're going to sell a lot of.
I
number
hope
8
he's gonna
Kobe
be the
Bryant
best corner of all
Seahawks
time.
Jerseys.
So, do you guys have any winners or losers of the draft in general?
The Jets.
Jets. I think we can consensus like Jets and the Ravens won the draft. I feel like.
Yeah, I agree.
But any other teams that you guys like their draft picks?
I like the Chiefs.
Chiefs. Yeah, I have the Chiefs down as a really highly graded draft class.
Yeah, harking back on an earlier point made by Jesse, like when you give your QB like the bag, like it's up to you to like go out and make those draft picks, make those trades. And I feel like they did that. Like they used their first round pick on a defensive player
they
when
killed the first
had to go
round.
and need a receiver. Yeah,
They
Like,
killed the first round and drafted Sky Moore, who we thought they could have drafted in the first round, the second.
mhm.
And they got Chanel, who I talked about as my certified guy, and also drafted Darian Kennard, guard out of Kentucky. I thought he was a top 5 guard. Got him in day 3, so hey,
Great
they
draft.
killed it. Jesse, Scott,
I
any
mean, I guess I'll say the Patriots had an A+ draft in my heart.
I mean, you can say that every year, Scott. Come on,
And
buddy.
they did that. They created the greatest Jones
We'll
only
clip.
team of all time.
We'll clip this
So,
when at week 5 when you're calling for Bill's job, saying he can't draft.
Copium.
I will never call for Bill's job. I've never done that, and I never will. I will always blame other people other than Bill.
Damn.
Damn.
For this
Copium at his finest.
The Patriots drafted 2 corners back to back with the last name Jones, so we're just gonna have a Jones only team.
I mean,
So,
Marcus Jones, the guys you guys drafted, I think he's gonna be a really good special teams player. I think that's
we
where
got
he's
Marcus
gonna make.
Jones, Jack Jones, Mac Jones. Like, who cares? We got all the Joneses. That's all that matters.
All right. Jesse, is there any team that
No.
hit a home run? No. All right.
I feel like we already mentioned top 2. I think top 2 Seahawks, Jets.
Oh, go Hawks, baby.
But other than that, we already touched on a lot of the stuff.
I think a team that's not mentioned, or like a lot of people are not mentioning. It's not like, I don't think they did a lot just because they didn't have a lot of picks in their in this year's draft, but they made the most out of it. Are the Colts? They went and got Alec Pierce and Jelani Woods in the 2nd and 3rd round, and Bernard Raymond in the 3rd round, who I had going the first. I think their team just went to the next level in terms of offensively. Defensively, we already know they should be a top 5 defense. So, man, I just love that. I really like their draft class. I think it was really good. Sleeper draft class to watch. I think Matt Ryan's gonna be unlocked this season. But yeah, is that all I want? Want to start wrapping things up with any bold predictions? I feel like we've had a couple hot takes and bold predictions in the episode so far. But you guys have anything you like to throw out there for to be recorded and so we can look back on later in the season?
I'll go ahead and start us off here. Going back to the Chiefs, I think Sky Moore finishes the season as the number 1 statistical receiver.
In terms of yards?
Yeah, yards.
All right.
You know, I think quickly someone's got to fill the Tyreek role, and he's obviously not Tyreek, but I mean, the ball's got to go somewhere, and Mahomes will throw the ball. So
Interesting.
I think he's in the best position to immediately succeed.
Scott, can you amuse me with the hot take, please? Do you have one?
Oh boy, I haven't really thought about this, but Garrett Wilson to the Jets. I think he'll have the worst of the receivers in the entire draft.
My
Just
God.
because he's on the Jets. Just because he's on the
Fair.
Jets.
Fair.
That's my
Okay.
bold take. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say all the receivers in the draft. That's ridiculous. But of
But
all
yeah,
the
I know.
receivers in the
I get
first
what you're
round-
saying. I get what you're
Of
saying.
all the receivers in the first round, I think he'll have the worst because,
Have the
Zach
worst
Wilson's
career or
throwing the
just
ball.
this season?
Season.
Okay.
Because Zach Wilson's throwing him the ball. So
Hey, Zach Wilson hater.
Better than
Fair
Mac
enough.
Jones. Better than Mac Jones.
that's
Fair enough.
an L.
You know, is that another hot take, Jordan, that Zach Wilson will have a better season than Mac Jones?
Yeah, sure. Sign me up. Put that.
Okay.
Put it on the board.
I'll,
Put it on
I'll-
the board.
Hey, I'm on that train too. Then
Yeah, that's
Jesse,
my
would
guy.
you like to?
That's
Jesse,
some
which
hot
heat
side?
to a guy who brought. That's a hot take. to
Kayvon will
talk
break
about
the
Mac
rookie sack
Jones.
record.
like that.
Oh my God.
Hot take.
Oh my God.
Oh my
14 and a
God.
half.
Oh my God.
God damn.
So he has to get 15.
I mean, I guess that's
15.
not crazy, but it's pretty.
I
crazy.
mean,
Hey, you
I
said hot
mean,
take.
hot take that is
Jesse, it's a good take because the Giants will be on defense a lot. So
They
it
will
makes
be on
sense.
defense a lot.
I mean, is a hot take that Trayvon Walker is gonna be a bust? Is that a hot take or is that just a take?
That is a hot take.
Okay, well that's my hot take. I think
A bust.
Okay, wait, a
what
bust.
do you mean by that?
Yeah, do you mean
a
not
bust in
worthy
terms
of
of
number
not.
one?
I mean, he
It's
would
a
not.
bust for
Ex-
a
he would
number
not
one overall
reach
player.
expectations.
Okay, that's fair. He won't be
For
the
a number
number
one
one
overall
overall
player,
pick.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
gonna look
okay.
back and be
Like
bonk.
at this,
he's a bonk. He's a bonk.
it's kind of random, but at this point, are we saying Baker's a bust? because he was a number 1
No.
overall pick.
I'd say
I'm
I'd say
just
he's a
saying,
bust.
This
I'd
is
say
where
he's a
we
bust.
like the criteria of bust, like at number 1 overall pick. That's what I'm
He
saying.
he
Like,
led the Cleveland Browns to the playoffs.
I'm
Not a
uncomfortable
bust.
with you saying bust that many times in a row, Scott. Calm
I
down.
think. I mean, the expectation of being the number 1 overall pick is that you're going to be the best player in your draft class. Does
sure.
Baker meet that criteria? It's safe to say no. So I would say he's a bust.
See, I don't.
But then
I-
again-
I don't look at the number 1 pick that way.
Then
I
again,
think you have to though. The number 1
I
overall
mean,
pick.
no, because like, I don't know. Was in that draft class was Baker like going into that like the number 1 overall ranked prospect on the board? Like probably not. But like
pretty
the Browns,
sure.
the
no,
Browns
no, he
really
wasn't.
needed a QB.
But
so,
then
like,
ag-
they drafted for need.
All right, that's fair. But you also have to look at like the players who
I
are
mean, you don't
drafted,
draft-
the quarterbacks
I
that
don't
were
think you-
drafted in his class. You have
I
to-
don't think
yeah,
you
that's
draft
a
for
fair
need
point,
at number
Thomas.
1 overall though.
So-
That's the thing. Like,
Well,
I
okay,
mean-
so let's say Myles Garrett, number 1 overall pick. Would you rather have
Yeah.
them take who was in that draft class? Was it Deshaun Watson, minus the massage thing?
are you asking me?
Yeah.
I mean, I probably would have chose Miles Garrett.
okay, so
And I
you
think,
think he's the
and I
best
think
player
he's
in the
reached
class?
that. All right,
Yes,
so
he's
all right,
so-
I take back what I said about like being the best player in the class. I just think that you have to meet the expectations of what the team like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I say
I
Miles
agree.
Garrett has definitely like met like his expectations so far. So, and I would say like the time frame these like guys in the first round have, I would say like are within the rookie contract, just because teams expect these first round picks to produce right away. So Baker to me is a bust, but does that mean he's a bad player? No. Like I see Jameis Winston sort of as a bust because he was supposed to be the franchise quarterback for the Buccaneers. Didn't happen. So that's just
and
how.
technically, I'd say for when Jared Goff got picked number 1, I think technically he's a bust based on the team that he got drafted to. Like they would view it as a bust because of what happened.
But if he wins that Super Bowl,
Yeah, I don't think Jared Goff is a bust.
Obviously, if he wins that Super Bowl, that's different.
That's,
But
that's
and obviously, I guess that means.
and Jared Goff is
Stafford
actually like
because
on an awful team.
yeah, and I think building up like excitement back in LA football, I think he succeeded in that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just looking at the top number 1 overall picks in the last 8 years. Can you guys guess how many, off the top of your heads without looking up, can you guys guess how many of them were QBs?
In the
In
last
the past
8?
8,
I would say.
Eight
I would say.
years. So starting when?
6. I
What
would say
is that,
6.
starting-
Starting in
2014?
2015.
okay, so we
Actually,
had
all right. Let's just think who are the not like QBs.
Miles Garrett.
Miles Garrett. Is that it?
I think
Well,
since
this year.
2014.
This is counting this
yeah.
year. It's counting this year.
Oh, kind of this
Oh,
year.
yeah,
Then
Myles Garrett,
then Miles Garrett and
Trayvon.
Trayvon Walker.
or Trayvon, yeah.
Yep. Trayvon Walker.
That is
I
correct.
think, yeah.
The rest were QBs. There were Jameis Winston in 2015, Jared Goff in
Yeah, yeah.
2016, Baker Mayfield in 2018,
Kyler.
Kyler in 2019, Joe Burrow in 2020, and Trevor Lawrence last year, and then, the other 2 positional. I just think QB is just so important that it's. I just think the number 1 overall pick, if you're not picking a QB, they better be really, really good.
Fuck him. Fuck you.
Yeah. So Scott,
That's my-
would you
that's where
agree
I
with me
stand.
on my hot take that Trayvon Walker will be a bust?
No.
Yeah, because like you said earlier, you're not going to judge any player, but I knew the answer. But Jesse, just for fun, I want to where do you stand on me and Jordan's wager of or hot take of Zach Wilson is going to be better than Mac Jones this season? Where do you go?
Shit.
Well, okay. Let me say this. What do you mean by better? In what way better? Are you
Like
saying get
it's
to
an
the
eye test.
playoffs
No,
better,
it's eye
or-
test.
Eye test, just play better.
Who's a better?
Just have
Who's a better
just-
quarterback?
Just gonna have a he's
Okay.
just gonna have a better season
All
as a
right,
quarterback.
let's hear this. I'd like to hear this. By Jesse.
I mean, I was just asking for a one word answer. But
Yes.
Yes. All right. Fair enough. Very
You will
Jesse
be.
esque. Oh.
That
yes.
doesn't mean I think Mac Jones is gonna be awful. I just
Yeah,
think-
me and
I
Mac
know-
Jones
I know
will
that-
be awful. No,
Where do
Oh
you-
shit!
why?
Double hot take. You double down.
No, that's a triple.
kidding,
That's
I'm
3
kidding.
hot takes from Jordan already. 2 and 1. Like,
no. Scratch that.
Scratch
that was
last one. The last
inflammatory
one was
for
just troll.
Scott. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just trying to get Scott riled up.
I,
at,
I guess I
2
don't know
a.m.
where
for
this
him.
Zach Wilson love comes from. Like he's shown nothing so far. Mike
Zach
White.
Wilson, the last 4 games of the season was
Yeah,
incredible.
Like,
Ooh, when teams aren't playing as well because the last 4 games and no one cares about.
I mean, Mac Jones did that too. Like he had those last 4 games.
They're
Yeah,
off.
and-
Weren't they awful?
and
I
showed
thought
it didn't
Yeah.
matter
they
in the
collapsed.
playoffs. Yeah, the Patriots did not play well the last 4 games. I mean, and then they got killed in the playoffs. So like,
So did they stop playing?
no.
Hey, after the
Yeah.
first week, Mac Jones was right with Zach Wilson sitting on his couch. So I mean, can you really say he was that much successful? I don't
I mean,
know.
he made the playoffs.
And you have to
led
think
his
about
team to
how
the playoffs,
good
so.
those last 4 weeks were with, like, you have to compare the tools that both teams, like, both quarterbacks had.
Yeah,
Zach-
who is Zach Wilson?
Zach
throwing
Wilson
to?
basically had nothing, while Mac Jones had everything, like, a rookie
Is
quarterback would
Elijah
have
Moore
wanted.
not a good receiver? Like
he was
He was injured,
He was
wasn't he?
playing.
Injured, like,
Yeah.
for, like, 3/4 of the season, and he's a
Yeah.
rookie, like, anything but established. I would say, like, he didn't meet the expectation of a first-round receiver.
Hey, shout out
My
KB.
opinion.
I think we're spending way too much time on the Jets. That's my thought.
they had the best draft.
I mean, they had the best draft. I mean,
it was the draft recap.
anyways.
It's all right.
Moving
Devontae
on,
Parker's
since
best
I know
receiver in the
I know Scott's pretty upset right now. I have another hot take. Not even a hot take, but I feel like 0 rookie quarterbacks will start week 1. Is that
Week 1?
Well,
Yeah,
week
I
one,
agree with
yeah.
that.
okay?
Okay, so what's your over under? Week 6.5. So
wait,
you're going
what's-
under 6.5. So 6 or week 7.
Oh,
To-
by
for a rookie QB
the
to
like
start?
when a rookie
At
QB
least
will
one.
start.
Yeah, at least one rookie QB.
All right. So who are my? Let's see. The quarterbacks that are most likely to start are
Ritter and Pickett.
Ritter, Pickett, and let's throw Malik Willis in there. All right.
Nah. those
Yeah, I
two
like
are-
it. I like it.
All right.
Nah.
Let's.
Only
And
if
then
Tano
and
gets
then
hurt,
let me look at
basically.
where like.
And Brock Purdy.
Honestly, I think
Just in
hot
case.
take the first
case
quarterback
they
to
all
start
die
is
again
Sam
this
Howell. I think they'll bench Carson Wentz.
Yeah. What about
That's
Matt
what-
Corral?
Actually.
Oh, yeah,
Never mind.
actually.
Never mind. I take that back.
Yeah.
Matt Corral will start week 1. That's my hot take. Completely forgot about him. And then my second hot take is Sam Howell will start sometime this season. They'll bench.
I don't even know where you
Sam
got
Darnold. will
He's
be
on
our
the
starter.
he's on the
I
Commanders.
shouldn't have said that.
He's on the Commanders.
Yeah.
Damn.
Sam Howell will start at some point this season before Malik Willis, Desmond Ritter, and Kenny Pickett.
Is this because Carson Wentz is gonna play so bad, or because
Gonna get hurt.
It
Oh,
could be a culmination of both.
Okay.
Bro, remember when
Like,
he sprained
I-
both his ankles on the same play? That
And
was
then
so
played the next
impressive.
week.
Yeah.
Because I hate to say this, but no one in the draft respected Sam Howell at all. Like he dropped so far.
I mean, I felt like every quarterback was slightly
No, every
disrespected.
quarterback did.
So-
They all did.
And hey, no one respected my man Carson Strong, went undrafted. Then again, he's a cinder block in the pocket, will not move. But then again,
Hey,
he has-
nothing wrong with that.
I guess no, there's definitely something
If you
wrong
can-
with that.
If you can move in the pocket,
No,
it's fine.
no, he's a cinder block, man. I told you, he's
Okay.
not gonna move. His,
okay.
his,
So it's not that
his
he can't move out of the pocket. It's just he just can't even move in the pocket.
Yeah, he's a cinder block, but if
Okay.
he's gonna let that thing rip.
I mean, he is strong after all.
Can I
you brought
give
up
him a
Carson.
badge?
Scott, you're gonna make me listen to that joke again when I
Badge.
edit this. That just
Sure.
Yes, he's gave a strange and a strong joke within the same episode, and I think he made the strange joke twice.
I think
So-
he's doing this to spite me.
Yeah, fair enough. We've given him a hard time with all our Jets talk, but
Yeah.
I mean, the Patriots also made a strong pick. So
Okay. Let's
see.
let's-
So you made
let's wrap it
so
up.
I feel like that the yeah okay, and
Okay,
he
wait,
made like
to close things
I do
out.
have a question.
Go ahead.
go ahead. Let's
Um,
take us away from this topic.
Yeah, did Justin Ross sign anywhere after the draft?
Not
Yes, the
sure.
Chiefs.
Oh, to
He
the
did sign
Chiefs.
with the Chiefs.
Oh, that's
Ring
that's
chase.
interesting.
All right.
All right.
Dude,
Okay.
his back is broken though.
All right.
Everyone's worried. Everyone's worried about him actually like having a horrible career-ending, possibly life-threatening injury. That's what like.
You know what? You know they
But
said the
we
same thing
ball.
about DK. Say
Yeah.
the same thing about DK.
But ball is life.
Fuck
That's
it,
what I'm
we
hearing
ball.
from you, Jordan.
I think
Fuck it,
Justin
we
Ross.
ball.
You know, I'm wishing the best for him. I like him on the Chiefs. That's a good team to go to.
Can I say my favorite undrafted free agent Patriot sign?
Go ahead.
Signee?
Make it quick. Scott.
Derek King. Who
Oh,
played
Derek
QB,
King. Nice.
Oh.
QB, receiver, special teams. Like, the man's played everywhere. And he's going to be,
And he's
like,
kind
a
of failed at every
receiver
position.
Hey, his
Terrell Pryor
numbers
type
suck.
B.
His
No,
numbers suck.
don't even compare him to
but,
compare.
Hey,
Terrell Pryor.
he's gonna ball in the preseason, do some crazy throw, and then play receiver, and we're all
He's
gonna
throwing
think
to
he's the next
himself.
Julian Edelman. So, just
Fair
excited
enough. I like
to
that little shout out. But
Yeah.
Any,
that was nice.
Did you guys see any of the players the 49ers or Seahawks signed undrafted?
mm,
Yeah, we
I'm
signed
not-
like 9 people. I wasn't gonna look through all that.
nah,
Hey, man,
I didn't.
I-
Really.
The stat I saw is something something like 20% of all Hall of Famers are undrafted free agents. So I think that's something that everyone needs to look out for. Like, I think undrafted free agents are sometimes where you get some of the best players. It's
Like-
just the truth.
The only thing that I learned like post draft, besides like Kobe Bryant wearing 8, is that like Kenneth Walker prefers to be called Ken. But I don't know how I feel about
Ken.
that. Yeah, instead of
It's like-
Kenneth.
He's the reverse Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, like I'm gonna call him Kenneth for now. He's gotta work his way up to Ken. That's
Damn.
what I learned. But
All right,
Jesse,
to
can you
close
give
it
me a hot
out,
take, please? No, Jesse, give me a hot
I
take.
gave you a hot take.
Well, what was your hot take, Jen?
I said Kayvon breaks
Oh,
the Ricky
Kayvon,
Sack
okay.
record.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. That's no fun. That's not a fun.
And
Give us a
That
real
is a
hot
hot
take.
take.
Yeah, give us a
What?
real hot take. Give us a real
What?
hot take. Give us like real
Okay,
like
Chris
when Jesse
Olave
gave his hot
will-
take, we were like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Chris
There-
Olave will lead all rookies in receiving yards.
Okay.
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 Also,
See,
there-
see, just all of Jesse's hot takes are like, okay, that's fair.
See, what the fuck do you want from me?
See,
I want shit that's
we
gonna
want a hot
happen.
take. No, but that's not a real hot take, then, is it?
It is
That's
a hot
reasonable
take.
Yeah, Jesse's has some like simmering.
we don't all
takes.
need to be hot take artists here, alright? We don't all need to be Kendrick
Yeah,
Perkins,
Jesse, we'll
okay?
My
we'll,
hot takes-
we'll work on it. All right, we'll work
My
on
thing
it.
with
We'll
hot
work.
takes, I don't want to prey on people's downfall. Like, I don't want to like.
No,
say
you
someone-
can say prey on people's success. You
No.
can say like
Yeah. I said Sky Moore is going to be the
Chris
number one.
Olave is gonna like have 3,000 receiving yards.
Jesus.
Like that's a pretty hot take. Like you need to talk to Caleb more. I think you need to talk to Caleb more, and you'll get some things figured out on how to construct a hot take. We'll have a thesis and everything lined up for you.
Thesis statement. Damn.
Yeah.
Do we have time to talk about the NBA playoffs at all?
Bro, I've been trying to transition to that. You just kept going. All
can
right,
edit that out.
let's go. No, I'm gonna keep
Edit.
this shit all in.
Oh,
We're at
damn.
a minute 19 right now. All right.
Yeah.
So, what are your guys'
the
thoughts
playoffs?
on the playoffs so far? And let's go predictions. What we're gonna
Okay.
keep it brief. So round one. What were your guys' thoughts on? Let's just do the Warrior series.
No, okay.
the
No,
Sun
round one
series.
thoughts. I'll give some quick thoughts.
Yeah,
alright?
go ahead. Go.
On the East, Celtics, they look great. All right, they look like a championship contender based off round one. All right.
Let's go!
But then again, the Bucks look really good off round one. Then again, the Heat also look spectacular off
So
round
the
one.
East is good, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and then basically I'm saying every team that won round one in the East
Is good.
looks they could win the championship. On the West, off round
Cold take,
one,
cold take.
off round one, Grizzlies are the funnest team to watch in basketball over the Warriors.
fun.
All right, and I think they have a chance to beat the Warriors. All right.
Of course.
All right. No, like they have they have a good chance of beating the Warriors. That's what I'm saying. And then the Suns are the Suns. You know, they look like who we thought they were gonna look like. What are the two other teams that are playing, or two other series that are going on?
The disrespect, man.
What? Who am I forgetting? Those are
The Mavericks beat the.
Oh, okay,
Jazz.
Mavericks. All right. Well, the Jazz, we all expect that to
It's the
happen. So
Jazz.
that's why I'm forgetting the Jazz were even in the playoffs. Mavericks. I mean, they kind of exceeded expectations, so I'll just let them be. Well, what's the other series that I'm missing? Am I missing any?
I mean,
You
that's
already
it.
pretty much went through them all.
Oh, okay. Okay. Those are my thoughts. Off round one.
Thoughts on-
Off round
no
one.
thought-
Off round
no
one.
thoughts on the Grizzlies Timberwolves series?
He just
Thomas?
said that. He said
Surprised me.
Yeah, he said the Grizzlies
The
are
Grizzlies
the
are-
best team to watch.
But-
And I congratulate the
but
Grizzlies for winning the championship. I mean, the Timberwolves for winning the championship.
Yes.
Pat
I'm
Bev,
surprised he didn't have any Timberwolves
championship
jerseys.
MVP. We love scrappy players. I'm personally more of an Alvarado fan than Pat Bev, and I hope he wins DPOY in the future. I hope that becomes manifest. I hope he wins it next season. All right.
Marcus Smart has unlocked that ability, so
Yeah,
as
he's
a guard.
yeah. Oh. Just quick add in. Pelicans, they'll be very good. They're on the right track. They're on the right track, baby. Once Zion takes off the fat suit,
Uh-oh.
once Zion takes
Jesse,
off the
no,
fat
we
suit,
lost.
they'll be unlocked.
Yeah, I think when if Zion comes back next year to that,
They
team,
said he was gonna
they're-
play.
Yeah,
The series
I
went
know.
7 games. Which
Yeah,
I don't think
I
would
think
have
they're
happened.
a top 3. I think they're a top 3 team with him.
Okay. Oh, is that a preview?
I
to
don't
next
know
season?
what their contract situation is. I wish I knew right now. Not Zion.
They have a
the
lot
whole-
of rookie
the whole team.
I
contracts.
feel like the whole team is basically a rookie contract.
Yeah, it's like they're paying CJ and Brandon Ingram.
Fair. All right, Scott. I feel like I want to hear some of Scott's like round one takes.
Round one takes. Celtics are the only team that swept, so if that means anything, that means the Celtics are the best team in the entire league, just being honest. And I think that the fact that the Celtics defense held Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving was insane. I'm very happy about the Celtics. I can't say it enough. They played the right way. They passed the ball. They played the greatest defense in the first round. No one thought they could shut down Kevin Durant. No one here thought the Celtics could beat the Nets. I know that for a fact. No one in this
I
group
said Celtics in 7.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Thomas
Thomas did. But no
I mean,
one
yeah,
thought.
I said Nets in 7. Like it wasn't like
No, you said
like
Nets in
a-
6. But
either way. Like I still have the Celtics
Snitch.
winning games. It's not like
Hey.
fucking
Yeah.
like.
Don't disrespect me. You can disrespect Jordan and
I'm
Jesse
sorry.
because they're
I'm sorry,
haters,
Thomas.
but I chose the Celtics. Come
I
on,
mean,
buddy.
Jesse should be a Celtic hater. He's a Lakers fan.
No,
apparently.
Lakers
Fuck the
fans should
Lakers.
become Laker haters. Okay, that's
Yeah.
okay. Fair.
I think most Lakers fans would also say fuck
Stupid
the
ass
Lakers, so.
franchise.
Jesse, Scott, any other impressions on teams besides the Celtics on the East?
I'm going to be honest that the only team I actually had time to watch, so that's normal
Fair.
for Scott here. I watched some West
Fair.
Coast games, but
Okay, say
I
say
did
something
not-
about the West Coast, please.
Timberwolves and Grizzlies series was much more interesting than I thought it would be. Cat
Well, we knew
was-
like every game was gonna be like Grizzlies were gonna be down 20, and then
It's
somehow overcome
true.
that and win.
I thought the Grizzlies would actually really not. I thought the Grizzlies would be much better than they were against the Timberwolves. I think also the Timberwolves are a good mismatch for them, which is why now looking back, why
I think the Timberwolves surprised a lot of people in the NBA.
they did. I think the reason their downfall of that entire series was because Cat did not play as good as he could have been. He could have like they had a chance to win that series, and Cat did not play as well.
Cat
as
is
he
like the big man version of Donovan Mitchell.
I mean, Cat's defense leaves you.
And
to
now
be
they're trying to
decided.
trade D'Lo, which I'm like, why are you trying to trade D'Lo?
I mean, it's
He
I mean,
had-
D'Lo was bad.
He did sell.
he was
D'Lo
bad.
was
He was
not
bad
great.
in the postseason, but
Not great.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a big deal though. Like
Yeah, that's
most-
what like they've hit the postseason now. Like that's their goal going forward.
I mean, like
a lot of times, if a player's not good in the postseason, you got to get rid of him. Like it's just how the NBA works. Like Evan Fournier is not a good playoff
Evan
player. I
Fournier.
know from last
Hey,
year.
hey.
I'm just shouting out playoff players I know. Like Evan Fournier was absolutely horrible for the Celtics in the playoffs. He was horrible every year previous in the playoffs, and everyone should see that. Like there are regular season players and there are playoff players. And
Hey, but
when
he's
you're in the
a
playoffs, if you
special
can't play
Olympics
defense, you
player,
suck.
though.
I
think that should
agree
be
with your
taken into
point.
account.
I agree with your point about regular season, but like you chose Evan Fournier to make that point.
Indeed. What's Eddie Lazzaro? Come on.
Is that not a bad choice? Like,
I mean, you could have went.
I mean,
his
I don't think a
teammate
lot of people
right
would
now,
know, like, how bad
Julius
he was.
Randle.
Yeah.
Julius Randle, they didn't make the playoffs though.
I'm talking
He
about
did
last
last
season.
season.
They did.
They did?
They were in the
That's
bro.
fourth seed.
That shows how forgettable it was.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that shows how spectacular Trey's Eastern Conference Finals run was. I don't know why you out here disrespecting Trey too.
Oh yeah, Scott is a
I
trade.
disrespect,
He's a
I
certified
disrespect
trade
any
hater.
player that doesn't play defense.
Hey, wait, what was that tweet you said, Jordan? The Trey Young standing with he got that dog in him. TM.
Yeah, but he's still a certified member of That Boy Nice.
Yeah. W.
Yeah.
And any final thoughts, Scott? I know you talked low. You said you didn't.
No, I think we should ask Jesse about his first round.
All right, Jesse, go ahead.
All right. I honestly, the only series I didn't really pay attention to was the Jazz Mavs, just because initially
So
I
you paid
thought-
attention to Sixers Raptors?
a little bit, yeah.
Okay,
That
me
was
too.
That was
Yeah.
a fun series.
Me
Yeah.
too. All right, fair enough.
Surprising.
Surprising.
But yeah, in terms of the West, because that was the series that I like, the series that I watched the most, especially that the Grizzlies Timberwolves one. Man, there are like, I don't know, man. Like, there's a world that the Warriors are playing the T-Wolves right now, and it's crazy to think like how many leads they blew. And like going into the playoffs, I told you guys that, you know, the T-Wolves are the team that I was rooting for, especially, you know, after watching that playing game. And
They won the
bro,
championship, man.
like I felt like they had them exactly where they were, because like we said, I honestly thought
Like
the
they
T-Wolves
were
were
exactly
bad.
who they thought they were.
I
They let
thought
them
the
off hook.
T-Wolves were a bad matchup for the Grizzlies. I thought it was the other way around, and what Scott said, because of you know, Cat's size. I thought if he would have bullied around a little more, because dude,
Cat's
Jaren
not
couldn't
Cat's not
stay
a
on the
bully,
court,
man.
man. Jaren couldn't stay
Both
on
of
the
them
court.
couldn't stay on the court. Both of them couldn't stay on the court.
Bruh,
It's true,
Jared-
they both
No,
were
but
so
that was
bad compared
that was
to how
Cat's
they're
fault.
supposed to be.
Dude,
It's-
Cat had so many stupid fouls where he would like a guy would drive
So
and
did
then
Jaren Jackson.
he's at like the free throw line and he'd like stick his leg out and trip the dude. I'm like, what is you doing? Or like he's shooting a 3-pointer, stick his leg out.
Cat's
get
not the
offensive
most
foul.
defensively competent big man.
I mean,
out there. We
Jaren
all know
Jackson
that.
too, though. Like Jaren Jackson, for a guy who was in the Defensive Player of the Year race, like he fouled so many times badly. Which
I mean,
is,
that's always been Jaren Jackson Jr. though.
I guess that's fair. Like,
Yeah, he
he's
fouled out of the
hoping-
last game.
He
Yeah.
fouled out 2 games, I believe.
Like he's just hoping they're
Could be
not
wrong.
going to call the foul. I guess I don't know. I mean, when you're at a certain point as a defensive player, the refs obviously don't call as many fouls on you when you're defending. So I get it, but also he did make some horrible fouls in that series
Okay.
for sure.
All right, before you go on a little bit, Jesse, I just want to squeeze into the fact that I'm just really happy that the Timberwolves did not win for the sole fact like they would have gone swept, like
Yeah,
moving
they
forward. Just like
I-
after the way they played, they would have
Yeah.
got swept. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so the Warrior series I did watch a lot. You know, just being from the Bay Area, you know, my family
Fun
is
series.
Warriors fan, so I was watching with my dad. I think this series it exposed like obviously what you need to attack when you play the Warriors, but it also showed like, you know, it's not going to be easy still to beat the Warriors, like even if they're so undersized. Like they're just gonna throw bodies at you, and dude, Jokic was getting fouled so many times, but they can't call every
Jokic-
foul. That's the
Yeah,
thing. Like,
Jokic was getting abused. I was looking
Yeah.
like they're slapping his arms and all of that. You can see his you know his fat like you know flop
It's the
around
playoffs,
on his
man.
arms.
They let
Yeah.
you play. They let you
No, but he was actually just getting abused by everyone. Like
Yeah, no, he was
no one,
getting-
no one the Warriors could guard him. Let's just put it at
he was
that. No one
getting-
the
yeah,
Warriors
he was
could guard
getting
him.
mugged, dude.
Like Looney was getting bullied, I would say. But
Yeah.
we're going kind of in depth. I kind of like have a lot more to say, but like I didn't know we we're going this in depth.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to
think-
mention that because it introduced like the new death lineup, which I think there are like cracks starting to show in this second round series, but we'll save that for, you know, this series.
They'll save that when the second round is done. We'll talk
Yeah.
about that. We'll recap that.
And then what was the Suns Pels one? I didn't get to watch as much as this one as the other ones, but it was fun watching Jose Alvarado do CP3 things to CP3, so that was entertaining to watch. And then on the East, you know, watching the Heat just dismantle Atlanta, just switch everything. Dude, I
Big
saw a
work,
possession
big
where
mantle.
like PJ Tucker just clamped up Trey Young. It was very entertaining to watch.
I think they were taking turns just clamping Trey Young, and it was just getting to the point where
Yeah.
it was like slightly just like depressing to watch. If you're a
It was
Hawks fan,
bullying.
yeah, they're literally just bullying him. I'm like,
And I'm gonna keep being the Trey Young hater here. If Trey Young can't do anything but throw turnovers and shoot bricks, he's
Scott, who else is on his
basically
team?
unplayable.
Who else is on his team?
I'm not
Herter?
saying I'm
Bogdan
not saying they have
Bogdanovic?
anyone else.
hey,
They
can we
can
stop?
him.
Hey,
John
Bogdanovic
Collins?
had a great series.
In a long
Danilo
and for the long
Gallinari?
term,
Who's
I'm
on his team?
saying
Now
Who's
you're
he
just hurting
Trae
my
Young
feelings,
isn't
Jordan,
the
because those are
greatest
all players I
offensive
like.
player on that court. He's not going to be able to carry the team. The team is not going to be able to succeed in the playoffs.
Okay,
Just being
the
okay,
same thing
honest.
about
Scott.
Scott.
To counter your point, the same would have happened if Steph Curry was there. The same would have
Yeah.
happened if John Morant was playing in Trey Young's spot. I think they would have
I mean,
all
there are
just.
other leagues compared to him defensively.
I mean, like in terms of, I mean, you're talking about him getting clamped and not being able to create a shot.
Yeah,
And,
I mean
like-
defensively, like those other guys you named are like speed bumps. Like they're not even that.
No,
they're not even good.
And
Hey,
that's how
Steph's-
bad I
Steph's
think.
been, Steph's been nice.
That's
on
how
the
bad
defensive
Trey's
end, too.
defense is. That's what I'm just saying. Like he's literally graded as one of the worst defenders in the
I mean, you
league.
can't
Like,
expect much.
looked at
You're
him.
not gonna expect much out of him. Like you could
I
say
mean,
the same thing about Luca. Luca
Yeah, I
does
was
not
about to
play
say
defense at all.
No, Luka's been exposed this series by the Suns. And sorry, that's a fast forward to second round, but it's just true.
The other series, I thought, where the 76ers are right now in this series, a lot of that could have been avoided if they just didn't play with their food, like I like to say. Like, bro, you have them down 3-0. Like, okay, you lose game 4, that's fine. They're at home, understandable. You cannot lose game 5. And then you go to game 6, and then Joel gets injured. It's like, come on, don't play with your food.
But
Finish
isn't
them
it a
off.
little fun to play with your food?
No,
Nah,
Okay.
bro.
Celtics did.
I mean, okay.
Relax.
Maybe I asked this question like 10 to 15 years too late, but I thought
Thomas,
as a
who
kid,
are
I
you a
was-
fan of at this point?
who am I rooting for? Is that what you're asking? Like in terms of
Yes.
players or
No,
In terms
who is
of-
your team that you claim? Because you have not claimed a team in a while.
well, I'm obviously rooting for the Celtics on the East, but then again, I'm rooting for every underdog basically, except for the Celtics.
Is there an underdog at this point?
I mean,
I think the Mavs are
even
pretty
yeah.
big
I'm rooting for the
underdogs.
Mavs, and I like secretly like. I hope like none of my friends hear this. I secretly want the Grizzlies to win, just so they can like win the whole thing and like Ja
I
wins
mean,
like
Jaw's just
if-
fun.
yeah, just because like that team is just so fun to watch and like I just want to see Desmond Bain like shoot like 33s a game. Yeah, I mean, there's not really any team I'm rooting for. I'm just lying to myself.
Yeah.
It's just
I'm
I'm
rooting-
just
I'm rooting for
I'll-
narratives.
yeah rooting for what is the thing you say like Jordan where like
Fan of the game.
yeah fan of the game fan of the game. All right, but Jordan, that's go ahead and end this off. I feel like you have a lot to say.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've been jumping in. You guys, like,
Jumping in, jumping on, jumping
yeah.
under.
I feel like the Heat being the 1 seed are like still somehow like not being taken seriously. Like,
I take them seriously. I'm
I
scared of
know.
them.
I feel like me and you are like the only ones that do. Like, I don't know. Like that team is great on both ends of the ball.
They
Like,
have it all. In terms
They
of
have it
like,
all.
I think why I'm high on them is because they check every box. They play good
Mhm.
defense. They have players who can create their own shot. They have good role players. They have good depth. They have
Great
great coach. And I think like when it comes down to the clutch time, they have Jimmy Butler who he's just he's just Giga Chad. He like he'll like set the team straight and he'll either win the game by playing defense or he'll win the game by creating his own shot, getting to the line. So I just think they
Yeah.
check all the boxes and there's no questions. They're not dealing with like major injuries. Kyle Lowry just as of today just came back from a little hamstring injury, I think. And with Oladipo coming back to good form, just unlocks another
Great.
side to the team. So, I mean, I take them as seriously as you could take a number 1 seed.
And there's an edge to them. Like in the regular season, we saw when Jimmy yelled at Spo, you just saw Yudo come out and say, "I will kick your ass." And I was like, that's I like that.
Yeah, like
that's their whole team.
Yeah, up and down. Like you have Jimmy Butler, you have PJ Tucker, you have Udonis Haslem, who like will never see the court, but like that dude will be the first one off the bench to punch the other team. Like yeah.
He would go in and foul out in 3 minutes. He'll do that
He's the
job.
enforcer.
Wait, there's
he's
a
a real
game.
enforcer.
There's a game. I think last season.
No, he
when-
came in and got a technical.
No, there's a game last year he got ejected.
Yeah,
No, that's what it
the game we're talking
was.
about. Yeah.
He came
It's
in,
just
scored like
technical.
6
He got
points, and then got ejected immediately.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Sixers, like they're fun to watch. Like I like that team. I've always liked Embiid though, like since he came into the league. Like I've always been a fan. And I think like Harden is at that point in his career where like he clearly like can no longer be that guy. Like
I feel like
like-
how do you guys feel about the Harden slander? I feel like
I think it's disrespectful.
yeah, I feel like it's not even his
Really
fault.
good.
I feel like his body just like he's literally just not that player anymore.
Yeah,
The hamstring-
Like he can't do the things he used to be able to do.
Yeah.
But I think a lot
Like
of where that's coming from is people see that he doesn't really take care of his body, and I think, I do think it's disrespectful to like go as far as they have been. It's like he's kind of unhealthy because he's not really taking care of himself like he
Are
should.
you calling him fat, bro? Are you body shaming him, bro?
No, if he doesn't show up to
Dude, I think
the
you're body
season in
shaming him,
shape,
bro. Dude,
Every year,
saying.
it's the same as Luka. Luka and James Harden both.
That's
show
how
up
injuries
for
stack
I think
up.
no one slanders Jokic for being fat. I think we embrace Jokic. for
'Cause,
being
I mean,
fat.
Jokic is a
because
center.
Jokic isn't. Yeah, he doesn't do that anymore. He comes into the season like in shape now. He has the past 2 years.
Fair.
He was in the Olympics,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Yeah, I think having like Harden as like the number 4th offensive option on that team like is like kind of perfect for him because he can still facilitate and be that guy, that point guard. But he doesn't have to go out there and average 36.1 points like he did in his Houston days. So
I don't think we'll ever see that Harden again.
no,
I don't think we'll ever see a player like that again.
yeah, like
Being quite honest, I think that's how good
I
he
think
was.
Luka's the closest. Yeah. Let's see what else. Celtics look great. Celtics great. Bucks great. I
How much
don't know
do
where
you
that
think?
series goes.
How much
I
do you
hate the
think the
series.
Middleton injury affect the Bucks? From everyone.
It showed last game.
Yeah, I think it hurts, but also like they're very similar to the.
do you think
Heat
that
where,
do you think they could beat the Celtics without him?
I do, yes.
I mean, with that first game, I'd say it's obvious they can.
Yeah.
I don't mean like win the series. Like, so yeah, so
Yeah, I
yes
know.
from both you guys. Yeah.
I mean, even as a Celtics fan, I can tell you they definitely can. I mean, I will say, I know tomorrow's the 3rd game, and by this point, like, whenever Jesse gets this uploaded, I'm sure that third game will be over. But the first game showed they can definitely beat the Celtics. The second game definitely showed the Celtics can beat the Bucks. The second game, I felt like the second game is more telling of both teams in general. The Celtics shot like one of the worst teams in the league that first game. Jaylen Brown clearly had something was wrong because like he barely could.
I think it's
score
just
the ball.
rust. They had a lot of rest and.
Yeah.
So I'd say the second game is more telling for both teams in general. Neither team really played bad in that second game. I don't think the Bucks yes, the Bucks got blown out based on the score, but like by the second half the Bucks were playing much better. And I enjoyed both games. You know, the first game, I think the Celtics just missed easy shots. They had so many wide open shots they just missed. And I can see this series going either way. I just don't think that without Chris Middleton, I don't think the Bucks can beat us, but I can also see it happening.
Okay.
A little bit of a
So
concern
just
there,
a
but-
yes or a no. They can with
Can the Bucks
So,
win
yes.
without Chris Middleton?
Yes.
Yes, they can.
okay. Okay.
Giannis-
you know because the way you ended your like
Sorry.
Was he like, can I see them winning? No, but at the same time, yes. So I was like, I was a bit confused there. But so yes, Jesse, yes or no?
I mean, yeah. As long as I think when the games are close, it's gonna be really hard to close out games because he's their closer. But if like you get, Drew to pick up some slack, who usually?
Grayson Allen.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I mean, Grayson
does
Allen's been
close out
playing
games
good.
for them?
Grayson Allen's been
Freaking
playing great.
Ted Cruz, bro.
Yeah, if you get those guys to step up and fill that role, then there's definitely a possibility. But it would have to be, I think, a lot of what we saw in Game 1 more than Game 2 for the Bucks to have a good chance.
A lot of Celtics to kind of be more bad than Bucks being good.
Especially, yeah.
All right, fair.
That's true.
All right.
I mean, the Celtics also aren't going to shoot like crazy like they did the second game. That's the other thing.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's going to be in the middle. It would be somewhere in the middle.
All right, Jordan, talk about the West a little bit, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has spoken about the Grizzlies Timberwolves, but I think that was the best first round series. Most exciting to watch.
Most exciting to watch.
Yeah, excuse me, not best, but most exciting to watch, definitely. Especially as like not a fan of either of those two teams. Yeah, just a fan of the game. Like seeing Ja like truly take that next step, and like he shouldn't have won Most Improved, but like
yeah,
seeing him take that next step into superstardom is like truly like amazing to see. And like I will say that Trey made that like step last year with the Eastern Conference Finals run, and like
that's fair.
I don't even think Luka's made that step yet because he has playoff moments. But
Okay, I think
he
for
doesn't have a defining
Luka,
series.
What do you mean, bro? Luka's the greatest playoff scorer of all time next to Michael Jordan. Come on.
and I think the expectation for
Technically
Luka is
he
a
is.
little bit too high. Like,
I mean, yeah, that's fair. Like he definitely has the worst team surrounding him out of
Yeah.
the three, but it's also like you watch. I mean, I remember watching that run by Trey last season and being like, this is like unbelievable. Like this is like, I don't know how this is happening. And like seeing what Ja does on the court every night is like, I don't know how this is happening. And I feel like Luka had those moments in the bubble, especially against the Clippers.
yeah,
I
but
I feel like he hasn't really gotten back there. But I mean, he can do that against the Suns. Like this is like that's a like.
if he beats the Suns,
defining
then
series. Yeah.
the question is answered. I mean,
Yeah,
it should
exactly.
already should be just because how great of a player he is. But in terms of
I agree.
being like getting over the hump, because I
Yeah.
feel like Russell Westbrook hasn't even gotten that gotten that yet.
No,
So
and yeah, Westbrook never will at this point. But which I mean is also pretty disrespectful. Like that.
pretty disrespectful, but it
Yeah.
is what it is. What it is. Like
It is what it is.
it is what it is. He'll never get that. Harden hasn't gotten Harden. Like I don't. Even if Harden wins the series, I don't think he'll ever get it.
No, he needed
'Cause
to beat the
he
Warriors.
had to do it on the Rockets. Yeah.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Jesse,
yeah.
thoughts on Russell Westbrook?
No, let's
I ain't
not
got
talk
no
about
thoughts.
it.
Yeah, let's not
let's-
talk about that
Let's
team.
not
down
talk
in
about anything
Southern
Lakers
California.
anymore. For the rest.
Please, yeah. I see.
the
I wasn't
season.
even the one who brought it up. This fool brought it up. I didn't want to
I
talk
mean,
about
I
them.
always, as a Celtics fan, I just always got to bring up the Lakers.
Well, I mean, I told y'all at the start of the season. I said that
Yeah.
trade was
Jesse
not a
hates
good
the
trade.
Lakers. He said it
It's
earlier.
true. It's true.
earlier.
Jesse was way he was the mastermind of all the Lakers fans. He knew they would be bad.
Lakers need to
Like,
trade
they're going
LeBron to the
finals,
Cavs. They need to trade LeBron to the Cavs, and the Cavs will win the championship next season. Trade him for
I like it.
Sexton, Sexton,
Well,
Okoro,
then, who's you gonna play
Um,
with?
Sexton, Okoro, Chetty Osman, and 2 firsts,
So it's gonna be him
and
right-
rights
that
and
team-
rights
that
and rights
team-
to Bronny.
him and
So
And
Garland.
rights
that
to
team
Bronny,
is gonna be
so-
massive, bro.
And
That
that-
team is gonna be so tall.
Pause.
Oh my god.
I mean,
Pause.
LeBron will be like point. That's positionless basketball right there.
Yeah, that is.
I mean-
That's LeBron at point, and then like Garland
Jared
at
Allen and-
Marketing
Garland,
at shooting
yeah.
guard.
yeah.
And, dude, we forgetting Kevin Love was almost 6th man of the year and
Yeah.
like rookie of the
That's
year.
hey,
almost.
they're gonna win. They're gonna win, and they'll bring back. Yeah, see,
The Lakers will want.
hire
one
me
of
as
the
GM,
centers
please.
back.
Someone, please, please. I think that's a
Hey,
fair
well,
trade.
The Lakers are gonna hire anybody, Thomas. So
I mean, I don't know if I want to work for the
Terry
Lakers.
Stotts
I
interviewed for the
wouldn't
head
wanna
coaching.
be that Lakers job.
Yeah. Actually, put me on the Lakers. I'll bring them back to glory. I think I could do it.
you should send
be a
a
ball
text
boy.
to Jeannie Buss.
Yeah. I got Genie Bus on my hotline. Don't worry about that one. Anyways, go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse kind of commented on this earlier with the new Warriors death lineup. I think,
I don't know how I feel about that
Like
lineup.
that- yeah, it's intriguing. I feel like the Nuggets were just a great matchup for that lineup because
Yeah.
like you can't take Jokic off the court if you're the Nuggets, but like that was the reason that lineup worked so well. And I'll leave it at that because like we're not really supposed to talk about round 2 here. But yeah, I think that is an interesting lineup going forward, and it'll be interesting to see what they do in the off season. Kind of,
It'll be
retool
interesting
and
to see what they
keeping that
do
core
the
around.
rest of this, like rest of the playoffs with that lineup.
Yeah, I think if they get past the Grizzlies, like you can run that lineup against the Suns. Like they're definitely better against on the perimeter than like the Nuggets were. But like I don't know, I'd feel okay running that like 5-out lineup with
Yeah.
Aiden on the court or
Yeah, just
JaVale
attack
McGee on the
both.
court. Yeah,
The
Make
thing
both work.
is with the Warriors, like I feel like they need Jordan Poole to have a good game every time they win, which
well,
is like kind of worrying to me just because this is his first playoffs, like first year he's in the playoffs, and like Steph has shown a lot of like sometimes Steph has shown that he's not the same like as unstoppable as he used to be, and Clay's still coming back. So
I think the thing like they looked so good against the Nuggets in the games where like Clay looked like old Clay.
Yeah.
And I think
you don't know how many
know-
games of old Clay you're gonna get the rest of the playoffs.
yeah, exactly. Like the series against the Grizzlies first 2 games, like he's looked like Clay in the first few games back from like all of his injuries. Like pretty sure game 2 he shot like 6 for 22. So like, and they still were within reach of that game, like barely
Yeah.
lost.
And he was taking ugly
So,
ass
like,
shots too.
Yeah, he was
Clay,
taking just straight up.
can we
bad
all agree
shots.
that Clay's shot looks a little bit different? It has like it's not as textbook anymore. It has
I-
has a bit of like character now. Has like some like has some like I don't know. He like doesn't like. It's not as textbook to me. It's not like
It looks
I don't
like
know.
It looks like he's using his legs a lot more.
Yeah. Is that how you shoot,
Which-
Scott? Can you do that again?
No, I went like this. That's why.
No, and I went like this.
Yeah. Scott shot over his head backwards.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like the legs look a bit funny to me. He's like,
Yeah,
it's a floaty shot. Like, I don't know. Feel.
Yeah,
I don't know how I feel about that.
I do also think Kuminga needs to get more minutes. And somehow like he needs to be in that rotation.
Would you play Kuminga over Otto Porter? They play Otto Porter a lot recently.
They do play Otto Porter a lot. I would.
Would you play him over Iguodala as well?
I mean, yeah.
Hey,
So you
I play Moody over fucking Otto Porter at this point.
Okay, Otto Porter, I feel like does what they need to do, but
Yeah.
sometimes he's just a bit underwhelming.
And he makes like split-second decisions that are like, what are you doing?
But at the
And,
same
like,
time, it's Otto Porter.
yeah. But at the same time, like, you can have Kuminga and take those minutes and like
You-
make those same boneheaded decisions as a rookie, have him learn those mistakes, and also like give 110% on the defensive end and try to block every single layup from Ja.
So you want
We
Kuminga
can-
to guard Ja?
I mean, that's kind of what they did do that in game 2, and like
I
mean,
feel like it's
Ja-
been a lot of Wiggins on Ja.
They've been rotating for sure, but I feel like they switch with the Grizzlies switch and put Kuminga on Ja, and like it works. It's like it's Ja, like it's gonna work 50% of the time at least. But yeah, he's looked nice. Anyways, we can move on from the Warriors, and I just want to say that the Jazz will no longer be the same Jazz after that series. I think that team is entirely blown up.
To me, the Jazz are the same Jazz that we've seen, and because of that, they will not be the same next
Yeah,
season.
I mean, yeah, we're saying the same thing. We're saying the same.
Yeah,
thing.
I just said it
yeah,
in a more fun way.
You did. Rudy Gobert is going to look great in a Warriors jersey.
That's bad.
Donovan
Bad.
Mitchell will look great in a Knicks jersey.
I mean,
Um,
that's as sad as that sounds.
or
yes,
or a
that's
Heat
gonna
jersey.
happen.
Or a Heat jersey.
No, the Heat aren't gonna. No.
After
Um,
watching Donovan Mitchell play defense, they're not trading for Donovan Mitchell.
I mean, the Heat don't
I
even
mean,
look
they
for
give Duncan Robinson like 90 million.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
bro.
90 million for DMPs now. Go.
Yeah. I think he's probably
lost
gonna
all
play
of his
next
minutes
game.
to Max Strus.
He's go.
He's probably gonna play next.
Dude, tell everyone that I just want to say that I was the first person in the world to be on the Max Juice like hype train.
You were.
That's all I'm
You
gonna
were.
say. When he
Thomas,
was getting
you just
2
call
minutes
out-
a game.
You call out every shooter the Celtics ever draft. And you say they're going to be the greatest player.
I mean, I feel like I just
Am I-
caught a lot of
you
random
also
players.
love Sam Hauser, so
I
I'm
do
just
love
saying,
Sam Hauser, but I wasn't gonna say Sam Hauser was gonna be a god. I was gonna say Max Juice a god, but
Yeah.
like 2 weeks into like him playing his games. But fair enough, Scott. I do get excited over a lot of players, but I'm just happy that
Hey,
Max
you like
Juice.
ball.
Yeah, just fan of the game. I see a baller like when I see it. Like I know a baller when I see one. So
He's a hooper.
straight up.
And then I'll just go ahead and wrap it up by saying the Suns are still the team to be. Like they're still the best team in the league.
Can we Can we
Chip,
get
can
a
we do,
round
like-
after post a round 1 championship prediction?
I was just gonna say we do just conference finals predictions. I don't think we should go championship.
Okay, fair.
Okay.
I like that better.
Just
Yeah.
who's
start it
gonna win
off.
this
Start it
round?
off, Scott. Start it off.
Who's gonna win this round? So it's gonna conference finals in the West. I'm gonna go with the Suns versus the Grizzlies. Only because of the Gary Payton injury. That's
It does sting. It does sting.
And in the East, I'm going to go a shocking choice. I'm going to go Celtics versus Sixers.
Wow. You really hate the Heat.
Tripping,
Not that I hate the Heat, I just saw tonight's game.
bro. They were still in that.
That's more who the Heat. I think that's more who the Heat are.
You're tripping.
Oh
You
my-
are tripping. You know how many wide open threes they missed?
Scott, that's
Dog.
the
City out
Heat
there.
played how the Celtics played that first game. That's all I'm gonna say. You're-
You
I know,
are
I didn't see the game.
tripping.
that-
I didn't see the game. I just picked the conference finals I want to see.
okay, fair enough.
Okay,
but
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
like
you
playing
should have
against
led
the
with that
Sixers.
shit.
yeah, okay. Got the Heat fans riled up for no reason.
That's fine.
For
Fuck
no reason. Oh my god.
Damn. Jesus.
God.
Ray Allen still hurts you, I guess.
Nah, I like Ray Allen. Those have been mended.
Oh, okay.
Those-
You hit him up.
yeah, that's been- Nah.
DM'd him.
In fact, Kevin Garnett still respects him again. I'm
Shit.
good with him now.
I mean, I guess I'll go. I'll say Warrior Suns. I think the Warriors just have that experience. I think definitely losing Gary Payton's gonna prolong the series a bit more. But I think they'll do it. They got what it takes. It'll be a good series. Warrior Suns. I think they'll take care of tonight. Mavs won, but took a lot. And I think the Suns will just.
CP3 was really bad.
Yeah, CP3 was awful. I think he'll get over it. He'll be
Bad
back to the
birthday
one
for
god.
him.
Yeah, bad birthday for him.
Was he
Who
37?
Nah,
38.
65.
Damn. He old as
Or
hell.
no, maybe he is 37.
He went out and partied last night. That's why he had a bad game.
Oh,
We'll go with that.
okay.
Yeah,
We'll just go with that.
fair enough. And on the
He's on his
East,
James Harden type beat.
East, oh man, I think the East are Celtics. Oh man, see, like the Celtics were so good round 1 that I'm like, yeah, this team is like a championship contender. Like they should be in the championship, just based off how they played. But it's hard to always go against the Bucks just because 1, they have Giannis, and 2, they're the reigning champs.
Mm-hmm.
And
Gotta beat the champs to beat the champs.
yeah, fair. So I'm like inside me, I'm going against Giannis and the reigning champs. It's just no, that's a no for me. But I'm gonna have to go Celtics, especially if Middleton does not come back. And then Celtics versus And now see, going in the Heat, like they're the best team, like I said earlier, but like something inside, like they have Joel Embiid, who's like the best player in the NBA, and that's like, and we just seen like he's not even like 100% yet. So I'm like, oh god.
He did say he could be better after the game tonight.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
he definitely could be.
He played pretty bad
He-
offensively.
Yeah,
Shout
so
out Danny Green.
yeah, and they got Danny Green. Danny Green, my god. But man, the East is gonna be like, oh man, this is hard.
It's a fucking dogfight, bro.
Yeah, no. But I'll just choose the Heat just because I'm so high on them. I was high on them going into the playoffs. So Celtics, Heat, and then Warriors, Suns.
Suns.
All right. Yeah, I got Warriors, Suns, and then Heat, Bucks.
Sky
someone
died a
had to
little
pick
bit.
the Bucks. No, it's alright. Someone had to pick the Bucks.
Yeah.
I was surprised it was.
See,
just
no, like
the-
I'm leaning 51-49, like 51 Celtics, 49 Bucks.
I feel like it's definitely the better series in the East of the two. For sure.
I mean, I think
It's the
both series
best
will be great.
series in,
I think both series will be great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with Thomas. I'm leaning 51-49 on that Bucks Celtics series. I do just want to give the edge to the Bucks though because they have Giannis, and it's for the same
Jason
reasons you
Tatum
said, Thomas.
disrespect.
But I'm just going the other way. I'm not even disrespecting Jason.
Yeah, it's
Tatum.
not even disrespect.
Dude's like, yeah, like you can make your
Top
case
5.
for him as like a top 5 player, yeah, and I would be like, that's fair. Hard to bet against the reigning champs when they still have like their number one guy healthy. Like not having Chris Middleton definitely hurts, but hard to bet against Giannis, and I will not be the guy to do it. So
Yeah. I don't want to be the guy, like, just because you said it now, like, I don't want to be the guy to bet against Giannis now. Like, man,
Because
You wanna be
he looks
Thomas.
unlocked. Like at time when he's like
Yeah, like,
locked
when-
in.
like, I
It's
don't
like,
want to
but,
get,
like,
I don't want to get him
blocks.
angry, bro. Like, he
Both
might,
games he did. Both games, even the first game, he did not score as well as he has. Like the Celtics defense have
yeah.
really.
I mean, Celtics are the
done
best
well with
defensive
him.
team.
yeah,
Like
or,
Horford,
like-
and Grant Williams. Oh my God, bro, they're just locking him time and
All right,
time
you
again.
finna piss him off.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Right. Hey, it's just true. Like the first game, he made a lot of great. Like his game in the first game is great because he made great passes. The second game, the Celtics did not let him make those passes. That's what really made them win
I
that
mean,
game.
man, I don't want to go against Giannis, man. I'm just nervous now.
yeah. I'm not
Nervous
doing
now.
it. So I have the Bucks coming out of there, and then I also
Is
have
that
the
because
Heat
you-
coming out of there.
Is that because you think Drew Holiday is actually gonna have become as he's gonna be the second option he needs to be for the rest of the series?
I mean, yeah, like he was that guy in the finals last year. Like I genuinely don't know how many finals games you got to watch, Scott, because I know like you work
I
nights,
didn't
but
much.
yeah.
So
like he was the X factor for the Bucks in that series, and like I think he can easily step up and be that number 2 option. And I also think like
They got Bobby, man.
they have Bobby Portis still, and like Grayson Allen is really good at basketball. Unfortunately, like
I mean, I'm racing on the fan.
hey,
I'll-
he got his ankles
Like-
broken by
like,
Jalen Brown.
yeah,
already.
he did get
we
it,
can
like-
like that. We
He
can like
did.
that.
I liked him since Duke. He's definitely a dirty player, but like,
yeah, I mean
Yeah,
I've
fuck
always
that
liked
guy.
his
but
game.
he's a
just
good
super
player. He's
dirty.
a good player.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, it'd be wrong for me to like not put my money where my mouth is as like this Heat like defender and say they don't beat the Sixers. I do think that series goes to 7. But I
Yeah.
think he come out.
I agree. Like,
I
dude,
just hope both. I feel like both series are probably gonna go to 7 in the East, and then one of the teams in the West is gonna like the Suns are gonna end up probably winning in 5, and they're gonna
Yeah.
like destroy the whoever comes out of Warriors Grizzlies, and then it's gonna be like Suns versus Celtics / Heat / Sixers /
Destroy.
Bucks. They're gonna be tired as hell, and then the Suns are just gonna kill them. Like I could totally see.
so you're
that.
saying the Suns are gonna win the championship? We could have just
But he
done
said,
it. Like,
but he said that shit like easily. Like he said, destroy. It's like damn.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
God.
Trip.
Alright.
Suns are really
Um,
really good, man.
Suns are gonna. Scott's saying that Suns will not lose a playoff game from now on.
Well, okay,
That's what I heard.
Oh my God, that's not.
Scott
That was
said.
also what I heard.
Scott said Suns will beat the '96 Bulls. That's what I heard.
I mean, okay, well there.
And then
They
yeah,
got
out of
nothing on
West,
the 15-16 Warriors.
Oh, hey,
Oh,
that's
shit.
my guy right there. Yeah, I have Warriors Suns coming out of the West there. Semifinals round, that is.
Hmm.
All right.
I can't bet against the Warriors, so.
Okay. You're just
I mean,
is
obviously.
that just the Warriors inside you?
Yeah,
Hey,
I
do
mean,
it.
I also think like.
Say it.
Are
Jordan.
you still like
Yeah.
so like are you just not a Suns fan, Jordan? Where do you stand on the
No,
Suns?
the Suns are great. Like they're super fun to watch, but
But you're from you're from Arizona, so like you're still just a Warriors fan at heart.
don't you ever say I'm from this place. Man. Don't you?
I apologize.
Yeah,
I'll
bleed blue, baby. Not blue for the cops though.
oh,
Blue
fair.
for the
Okay,
Warriors.
okay,
Well,
okay.
stay out of politics.
Yeah.
Yeah, just saying,
Wow.
I
I'll
need
bleep
to
it.
clarify.
Yeah, they'll have to
Bleep.
guess what it is.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, any final things to add before Jesse wraps up the podcast? Like NFL draft, playoffs.
I was staring at Scott.
All right. Well,
All right, we
I
chilling.
got nothing.
I'll say that, Caleb, we want you on. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
Come on,
get
soon.
you on a segment.
Come on, Caleb.
Let's-
Probably
let's
talking about
help-
let's
Help Jesse formulate a hot take correctly.
let's build a segment around the Vikings and Suns so we
No,
can we can
yeah.
Let's
maximize
build
this
a
time.
segment around Caleb.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's,
Alright.
I mean, that's
Alright.
the same thing. But
No, but, no,
Take
I
us
don't
outta
want
here,
to talk. I don't
Jesse.
want to talk about the Vikings.
Take us out of here, Jesse.
All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. This week's episode of Just Some Friends Pod. We'll hit you when we hit you back. Later.
Peace.
Later.